Hey, welcome everyone. Um, it's been a while with Genshin since I wanted to finish Mana first, and we did a lot of Aloft in between. And well, last week wasn't good for streaming. Um, it's actually been so long that I've got a stellar reunion. So yeah, it's been a while. um, oh, oh, that's a lot of event stuff. that I'll probably be ignoring, since we are still stuck in the story, and if I remember correctly, next thing um will be the trial. Yes, meow gecko. Or not meow, because we don't have cats here.
Whoa! Now this is fancy! The Opera at Eclairs. What a place to hold a performance!
Oh well,
No
you know
wonder
what?
Lynette and Lynette were
Lynette
looking
has
forward to
cat
it.
ears.
Huh. Looks like there's a lot of people standing around the fountain up ahead.
Oh, Archon.
I meant in the game
Please
though, and
bless
you
us
know
with a
that.
bright and healthy child. We pray.
I don't know why you always feel the need to ask so much. I'll be happy as long
Actually,
as our child is
I
happy
threw him
and
off the
lives a
balcony. He's
peaceful
gone.
life.
I guess if they're our kid, then there's no doubt they'll turn out smart.
No, I didn't throw him off, but I put his harness and his leash on, and I was on the balcony with him. Obviously. Oh. Maybe I should have gotten myself a bit more water before the stream,
What's wrong?
since the bottle is almost empty. Almost.
No,
Not
Paimon
quite
didn't
yet.
say anything. Are you hearing things?
I don't think energy works that
Welcome
well
to the Fountain of
for
Lucine.
just hydrating.
All the water flowing through Fontaine
Thanks, Annie.
converges here.
Um,
It's customary for new
and they are still not sponsoring me.
Lynette! You scared Paimon! When did you get here?
When he asked me to wait here for you.
Maybe I
remember?
should just
Right.
open a guide for the trial so
What do you
it
mean?
goes fast.
There are a lot of people here right now.
Hey, you're not trying to scare Paimon, are
Holy
you?
tea.
Besides,
That
it's the middle of the day.
that sounds
Eerie things.
not like what it actually is.
See. I might be able to tell you something that could help explain the voice.
Was
you
it
heard.
made with holy water?
In fact, you might
Did
not
the
be
priest
imagining
bless
things
it?
at all. I suspect that what you heard is a result of your hypersensitivity to the hydro element. Others in my family have had similar experiences.
It's because of her sensitivity to the hydro element? But what would hearing a voice have to do with elemental power?
I swear this girl
Why
is
do you cry,
sensitive to
Paimon?
every element.
Wait, what? What does that have to do with anything?
Just answer me. When do you cry?
When Paimon's really sad? Oh, and when Paimon's super happy. Oh, and also when
Blasphemy,
Paimon's really,
yeah.
really scared.
Then you should understand that tears
So Paimon always cries,
contain
I
the
guess.
most intense emotions. Like I just mentioned, the Fountain of Lucine is where all the flowing water in Fontaine converges. Even the tears that fall to the ground will eventually gather here. So maybe what you heard was the intense emotion coming from someone's tears.
You don't know how to spell what? Blasphemy?
So, what did the voice say?
I thought that was right.
Huh. If you were hearing their emotions, then Paimon wonders what happened to
I
them.
mean, you could ask,
Rather
you
than
could
worrying
always
about
ask your
them,
best
we
friend,
should
I
worry
guess.
about my brother first. Don't let that calm look of his fool you. He tends to get pretty nervous just before a performance. So chatting with Linny might help him relax a little before he goes on stage.
Oh, right. That makes sense. Let's go in and see Linny.
Okay. Oh. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Doesn't make that much of a difference though. You can still read what it means.
Ah, Traveler and Paimon. Good to see you. I knew you two would come.
Are you kidding? We wouldn't miss it for the world. We've been
There's
looking forward
cat
to it.
fur on my microphone.
I can tell, judging by how early you've arrived. But you're actually right on time. The
Yep,
audience still
indeed.
hasn't started entering the venue yet, which means
So I
now
know
is the
whose
perfect
fault
chance
it
for
is.
us to take you to the best seats in the house. Wait just a moment. I'll fetch the tickets.
Sure, Game 8 has a guide for the trial, right?
The Opera House has assigned seating, so you always have to make reservations. I've already reserved your seats, and here are your tickets.
Ooh, front row seats. Thanks, Linny.
Don't mention it. There's no
just,
need to keep thanking me.
Open that just in case.
Hey, Linny! Could you come over here and take a look at this?
Oh, I'll be right there.
No,
Seems there's
he's
an
get-
issue with the
he's,
stage props over there.
becoming
That's
cuddly
Hal, my
lately,
assistant,
so no,
calling
you
me.
can't have him.
I'll go lend him a hand.
Yeah, we'll just go to our seats. You go ahead, Linny.
You're selling him. No, euro. 50k euro. And that might not be enough. No, not cents.
Oh, these should be our seats. Come on, let's sit down.
Oh, right, there's your favorite water dragon, actually. Oh, right! You never played the story of Fontaine, which means you can see him in action now.
Traveler, maybe we should strike up a conversation with the person next to us. Since we're sitting together and the rest of the place is practically empty still, it's kinda awkward if we don't say anything. You little... Of course you put this on Paimon.
Excuse me, I did not realize you felt awkward. I am terribly sorry. I would be perfectly happy to chat with you if that is what you would like.
Oh, so you heard all of that, did ya? Boy, you sure have good ears. Paimon thought she was keeping her voice down.
I think he can still
wait,
hear you.
That's not it. Paimon's sorry. Paimon's the one who was being rude, talking under her breath like that. So let's talk. But what should we talk about? Oh, Paimon's got it. You're also here early and sitting in the front. Are you a friend of Linny's too?
A friend, you say? Well, if Mr. Linny would like to be my friend, I would be more than
That's
happy to
actually
reciprocate.
kinda cute.
Oh, so you're not friends with Linny then? Oh, this is getting more awkward by the second.
If you would like to be my friend.
Paimon nearly forgot to make her introduction. Nice to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. We just arrived in Fontaine.
It is an honor to meet you two. I have heard of your deeds across Teyvat. And as required by proper etiquette, I will also introduce myself. I am
Oh, Monsieur Nervillet. What an honor it is to have you here to see my show.
Ah, Mr. Linney. I should say it is in fact an honor for me to see your performance in person.
Wait, Nervillet?
Yep.
Could he be?
And actually 2 years married.
I saw you all chatting just now, but it seems you still don't know who Monsieur Nervillet is. Allow me to introduce you to Fontaine's Chief Justice. That seat is always reserved for him. It wouldn't be too much to say that
I
he's
mean,
the symbol
the
of
saying
justice
goes,
and
time
honesty
flies
here
when
in
you're having
Fontaine.
fun.
Ooh, sorry for being so rude just now. Paimon had no idea you were such an important person.
No offense taken. Being Chief Justice is merely what I do for work. Nearly every person has their usual reserved seat, so I'm not so special, really. And by the way, I
Yeah,
should
no,
probably let you
Nervillet,
know,
you definitely
though I
are
would prefer
special.
not to. There's someone sitting up there in the VIP seats that has been striking a pose for quite a while now. I believe she is trying to give you a most elegant and impressive first impression. So I think you should take notice of her sooner rather than later. Otherwise, she may become flustered.
Furina wants attention.
Huh? Oh, it's Furina, the Hydro Archon. Huh. She sure has a smug and satisfied look on her face. Guess she has no idea that you
Very good. That is for the best. No need to pay her any more attention. We may now enjoy the show.
You are lucky. I got new water gecko.
Is this what things are like between the Chief Justice and the Hydro Archon?
All right, please wait just a moment longer. I've pretty much finished my preparations, and the performance will start as soon as the audience has made their way to their seats.
Yay! The show's finally about to start! Paimon can hardly wait! Paimon's never seen a real live magic show before! Ooh! They're dimming the lights! The show must be starting!
Shh, Paimon.
Sorry. Paimon will try to stay quiet.
Good girl.
Welcome, one and all, to the Opera Epiclese. I am the star of today's show, Linny. And over here is my sister, Lynette, who will be working as my wonderful assistant. Please, let's give her a warm welcome.
I still don't understand how she has
Hello,
cat ears and
everyone.
a tail and he doesn't.
I know she may seem to be a little
I mean,
sleepy
I
right
know
now, but
Alicino
that's just a
adopted
sign
them,
that she's
but
nervous.
they've been
Whatever.
together as siblings even before that, so I always
some of you may be
assumed
thinking,
that they are
Two
like
vision
real.
holders who can freely manipulate
siblings.
elemental powers performing magic is not true magic at all. So, I would like to take a moment to assure you that elemental powers will have nothing to do with what you will witness on the stage today.
I don't know.
Both Lynette and myself have removed our visions for the show. That way, even the gods won't be able to help us.
What's with people in
good point.
Fontaine and giving
That's
their
what makes the
visions
show
away?
Real magic.
Now, without further ado, let the show begin. Lynette will now exit the stage to make some preparations. I know you might miss her, but don't worry. She'll be coming right back on stage momentarily. Perhaps in an unexpected way. I'm sure she'll be stealing the spotlight soon enough. Oh, and before I forget, there's one more thing I should say. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye.
Ominous.
A magician's greatest skill is making things disappear or appear. The possibilities are endless. But this isn't what you came for. These little tricks, you've seen them all before. So it's time for something truly extraordinary, don't you think? This one's a little tricky. Using this water tank, I shall make my sister vanish completely, right before your very eyes.
Gecko, I think she broke into your home.
It's actually quite simple. She'll just turn into air bubbles and float right out of the top. Oh no! I told them to check all the props carefully. With the lid on, even air can't escape. An amateur magician would be getting very nervous right around now. Luckily, it's me on stage, so let me show you what a true virtuoso can do. Lynette, are you still there? Don't go too far. We don't want to use up all our magic.
Hi, I'm back.
Uh-huh.
Whoa! What in the world just happened? How did he do that? Paimon didn't see him do anything. Wasn't Lynette inside the water tank? How did she disappear and then
Didn't you
reappear
want
out of
to
nowhere?
be silent from now on?
If we could see easily through his tricks, then that would mean that his skills are still lacking. To appreciate magic, we should focus on the show happening on stage, rather than getting caught up in trying to see that which has been intentionally hidden.
Yeah.
Guess you're right. Paimon couldn't believe her eyes when Lynette reappeared. Amazing!
Thank you everyone. I'm glad you enjoyed that performance. But our magical journey has only just begun. I've prepared even more astonishing surprises for everyone here. The magic of transformation and disappearance can go far beyond what you've just seen. I'm sure many of you are thinking that escaping the water tank was impressive enough. But Lynette is still my assistant after all. In which case, I have ample time to make all necessary preparations. So, for my next trick, I will require the participation of one lucky audience member. Please, if my assistants could bring out the magical boxes now. There are 2 boxes and only 2 boxes. One is here and one is there in the aisle among the audience. I'm sure many of our clever audience members have already guessed our next magic trick. A swap! Our lucky audience member and I will each enter a magic box. After 1 minute, we will each emerge from the opposite box. Now please, everyone pay very close attention to the box you see here. Don't give me any chance to make a move.
Wow! How's he gonna do this? Hey, do you think this is all magic tricks, or does Lenny have actual superpowers?
Oh, Paimon, I can destroy the magic for you.
The lucky audience member will be generated by this random number selector. It selects numbers entirely at random. Even I don't know who will be chosen to participate. Now then, let's begin. Let me see. Oh, row 7, seat 3. Congratulations! You now have the chance to experience magic firsthand for an entire minute. Please, come forward. My assistant will take you beside the magic box.
Hey, Bach. How are you?
I'm sorry, it might be a little cramped inside, but no need to feel nervous. We've carefully arranged everything for you to be as comfortable as possible. You don't need to do anything, but no matter what strange things may happen, don't come out of the box. If the magic is interrupted, who knows where you might end up? You might even find yourself in the Fortress of Meropide.
Oh, okay.
All right. Before I enter the magic
Thanks,
box,
I hope so too.
there
It's
is
been
one
like
more
a
thing I
week
need to ask the audience
since
to
I
do.
streamed actually.
Could you all give me a countdown? Like this. 60.
Last week
59,
wasn't really good.
58. Just keep counting down. You can go a little faster or slower
Lots
if
of
you like. I won't be able to see
stomach
anything
pain
in the
and
pitch black
headaches,
box, so I'll
so
be relying
yeah,
on
I
your
didn't
voices
stream.
to know when time is up. Oh, and no tricks now. If you quickly count from 60 in just 30 seconds, then I'll be in a tough spot.
Ooh, Paimon kinda wants to count faster after hearing him say that.
No, that won't do. I can see it in your eyes. You still can't be trusted. Let's practice together. Come on, repeat after me. 60, 59, 58.
60, 59, 58.
That's right, perfect. Keep it going. All right, I'll see you all on the other side once you've finished counting.
54, 53, 52? Huh?
Oh, Paimon's all in.
I am counting in my head. I think things are exciting enough in here as it is. Merely a consequence of my identity and personality. Do not worry about me. Just enjoy the show.
Oh, alright. You look so serious that Paimon thought you might be feeling uncomfortable or something. 40, 39, 38!
Mr. Linney, are you all right in there? Is everything ready?
Yes, I'm fine. I'm just double-checking the direction of the magic. It would be a disaster if we get sent to the wrong places. For example, mid-air right above the audience.
Even though he's saying that, Lenny doesn't seem nervous at all. Ah! What was that noise? Did you hear it too?
Indeed.
Not sure. Anyway, it doesn't seem like anyone's worried about it. 25!
Let him do his thing.
23!
What's wrong, Mr. Linney? I can still hear you moving in there.
I seem to have accidentally knocked over a decoration. I'm trying to fix it, but it's pitch black in here. I can't tell left from right.
Never mind the decorations. There's no time for that. The show is what's important.
No, that's unacceptable. I want my show to be perfect. Don't worry, we still have 20 seconds. Hear them counting?
19! 18! 17!
It seems things aren't quite going as planned. I apologize, everyone. It feels like you're all starting to count faster, but that's all right. I know it can be tiring to do such a long countdown. 10 seconds and change is still plenty of time.
Go on. We are all
Almost Oh,
waiting.
there now. Whew. Swapping two people is harder work than you might think. Even a master magician like me can't guarantee I'll get it right the first time. Hey, wait! Is this the back one? I can't tell. They both look the same inside. Huh? No, that's not it. I'll try again. 7! Hey, slow down! Honestly!
5! 4! 3!
Whoops! That doesn't count!
Oops.
Ta-da!
I'm sorry, Gecko. I think they broke your house now.
What happened?
And no, this was not supposed to happen. New YouTube video. Magic show gone wrong.
Mr. Lenny, you're going to use magic to fix the stage now, right?
What happened?
You're gonna use magic now to
Oh,
fix
no.
the stage. Yeah,
Maybe
no,
this
that
isn't
was
part
not
of the
planned.
show. The girl was still in that box, right?
This performance is over. Medical staff with me. Guards, secure the scene and detain
The
all
guards?
the performers. Seal the exits. No one is allowed in or out at this time.
Yes, that's right. If this was just an accident, then we must investigate the cause. But if this was all part of some scheme, then those accountable will not escape the judgment of the God of Justice.
Oh
No
yes,
need to be
yes,
alarmed,
of
you two.
course.
We'll get to the bottom of this soon enough.
Honestly, you absolutely can recognize who actually rules Fontaine, and it's
Unfortunately,
not
the person
Farina.
who's in the magic box has been pronounced dead. His name was Cowell, one of the assistants in Linny's magic troupe. Apparently, the fireworks on stage ignited the ropes that were suspending the water tank, which then caused the tank to fall onto the stage. As of now, we are still not sure why we found Cowell in the box, rather than the guest from the audience. And after an initial search of the area, the guards have confirmed that the girl is nowhere to be found.
Why
It
should
appears
she
that this
be a
incident was not merely
cat?
some mishap with the performance.
Because Farina?
And there are many indications
Yeah,
that
no.
it is connected with the case of the serial
Shit,
disappearances
now
of young
Gecko
women.
wishes he would have
The
pulled for
serial
her, right?
disappearances case?
That's the case that she mentioned before.
Actually,
I
why did you
know.
skip her again?
I know the truth. I can see through
With
the
your
whole
obsession
thing.
for water, that's
Really.
actually strange.
Using such a shallow and obvious mystery as his finale. Did he really underestimate us that badly? I say that our powerful
Lazy
magician,
lizard.
Mr. Linny, is now the prime suspect for the serial disappearances case.
Huh? Why me?
Lazy
This whole
lizard
thing was an
water cat.
accident.
Yes.
No, this all occurred during your magic show, did it not? The missing girl disappeared after being chosen, did she not?
Well,
The
then you need to
deceased
wait
is one
for
of
her
your
next rerun.
assistants, Is he not? Now that I think about it, that whole speech about magicians making things disappear was nothing more than a provocation, a
Jeez,
bald-faced
Farina,
challenge.
murdering someone is different from making them disappear.
How can we do this?
Especially if you like do it right on stage.
We can even hear his voice. Besides, before the show, he told us they would like to catch the criminal behind the disappearances. He couldn't possibly mean catching himself.
Save discussion for a later time, please. Lady Farina, may I assume that your comments just now constitute an accusation against Mr. Liddy
Yeah.
and his associates?
No,
And that you are
he
pressing
got
charges?
squished right on
I
stage.
just think that he... Well, I think it might be a little early to talk about formally pressing charges.
But what Lady Farina said just now makes perfect sense. Looks like she's gonna personally deliver justice.
A kidnapping
Yeah,
and
right.
murder carried out under the cover of a magic show. Lady Farina said it all.
As if this cute little girl could actually deliver justice
Of
to
course,
anyone.
my dear people.
She can't hurt a
That's
fly
what
even if she
excites
tries.
me even more than the obvious truth before our eyes is the opponent I'll be facing. That's right. I mean you, traveler. You'll support Linny, won't you? After all, he was the one who helped you the first
I mean,
time
her
we
design
met.
is definitely cute. Sure, let's beat you up in
There's
court.
No problem at all.
Legally.
You know, the traveler and I already had a duel the first time we met.
Yeah, definitely we had to duel.
But with Linny's help, our little duel ended in a draw. But draws really are the most boring possible outcome.
Well, that's
So,
true.
no more draws. Between the two of us, there must be a clear winner and loser.
Yep. And the
what
winner won't
better
be
place
you.
to hold such a riveting showdown and decide the true victor than here, on the grandest of stages, the Opera Epiclese.
It wasn't a draw. She obviously lost last time.
I understand. Charges have now been pressed, and as such, a trial is in order.
She kinda didn't even
Traveler,
really fight
seems Lady
last
Farina
time.
has set you in her sights. But putting her dramatic rhetoric aside for a moment, I would like to ask you, are you willing to act as Mr. Linney's attorney and defend him in this case?
What choice? Choices do not exist. You have to say yes. Actually, I would like to call Yanfei instead. But I'm not allowed to do that.
Very well. The trial will be held a day
The
from now in the
illusion
Opera
of
House.
choice.
Both sides may investigate the scene to build their cases and search for the truth.
Yeah. I'm no longer asking.
Linney and his
You
troupe are
will
all
be
potential
his lawyer.
suspects and shall remain within the Opera House. The audience may begin to leave in an orderly fashion once they have been cleared by the guards.
A day isn't that long. Let's see what kind of case this big shot Outlander can build in such a short amount of time.
Listen, I'm a fighter, not a lawyer.
I'm really quite looking forward to hearing it.
Actually, it's a little bit weird since I think you do have a cutscene with Yanfei where she is actually telling you that she's been looking into the
Sorry
laws
about
of other
everything that happened
nations and
just
to
now.
call her if you ever
Were
need
you
her help.
frightened?
And this would be like the perfect
after witnessing an accident
situation
like
to do this, but we just don't.
Yeah.
We
I'm a
forget
little
she ever
shaken up
existed or
myself.
something.
How could this happen? And poor Cal. I know you already claimed that you would defend me, but now it's just us talking. Tell me, do you think I could possibly be the murderer?
No.
Good to hear. Thank you so much for trusting me. I'm sure everyone sees me as the biggest suspect at this point.
I mean,
But
can you blame
if you
them?
ask me, the whole thing is mysteries layered upon mysteries, such that all that's left
At
is
first
confusion.
glance, it
I don't
definitely
know whether what
looks
happened
like
there on the
you
stage
did
was
it.
purely an accident or not. And I don't know why poor Cal was in the box. As for how that girl chosen from the audience could suddenly disappear, I'm afraid I don't have any answers either. If someone tampered with my performance, then we need to figure out what they did. Even a skilled and knowledgeable magician like myself couldn't pull all that off in just 1 minute.
Which is precisely why we need to investigate. As this book says, the impossible could not have happened. Whatever happened must have been that
Oh
which is
no.
possible.
Not Detective Paimon.
Paimon bought them when we were reading at the bookshop in the city earlier.
Yeah, I
Pretty
remember.
Cool, huh? Don't worry, Paimon used her own savings to buy them. It wasn't from our travel funds.
What
I
savings?
think they look cute on
You
you,
mean
Paimon.
the allowance I give
Yeah,
you?
good taste, Lynette.
So it actually was my
That's
money,
the right
wasn't
attitude.
it?
Feeling depressed isn't going to help me now. I need to get back to my normal self. But with the guards watching our every move, it's going to be especially difficult for Lynette and I to prove our own innocence. Good thing you agreed
That's
to be our
actually
attorneys.
true. They
Thanks
could
for that.
announce that as a
be
game, as
counting
the
on you.
April Fool's joke.
Yes, thank you so much.
Still don't know what they did. I know what Blizzard did for World of Warcraft.
Just leave it to us.
No idea what Genshin did.
Since we're going to start investigating, Paimon has a question first. Where did Lynette go during the performance?
Ah, well, I'm afraid that would involve some of our essential trade secrets as magicians.
The secrets behind our magic are past saving, Linny.
I suppose
You
you're
probably
right.
should tell your
The
lawyer
truth
that
behind
though.
our tricks is going to be important evidence that will be weighted during the trial. 'Tis truly a pity. As a magician, our magic show is a work of art. We've poured countless hours and spared no effort in perfecting it. But if revealing our secrets will help you uncover the truth behind what happened, then it will be well worth it. We should go somewhere else if we're going to discuss our magic tricks. We'll go speak with the guards, and in the meantime, you can go investigate the stage and the seating areas.
Alright, let's go have a look while the investigation teams are still here. Detective Paimon is on the case!
Yep, that's my sidekick for you.
Hello, officer. How's the investigation going?
Ah, I see. You must be the traveler that Lady Farina mentioned. Listen, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I'd avoid getting mixed up in this whirlpool of a mess.
Well,
if I
it's
were
too
you.
late.
Huh?
Farina
What do
didn't
you
really
mean?
give us a choice, did she now?
Come with me and you'll see. The deceased is one of Linny's assistants, named Cal. Even though he hadn't joined the troupe long, he was hardworking and everyone generally liked him. The assistants are usually in charge of setting up and inspecting the props, as well as assisting with the show and keeping the crowd engaged. As you probably saw when you were in the audience, the water tank suddenly fell and smashed the box with Cowl inside it. This is the real mystery. We've already searched the scene and were unable to find any traces of the girl. However, if you look carefully, the box was positioned directly under the water
Hi,
tank.
Zephy.
The ropes holding the tank were then
Well,
burned by the pyrotechnics on
just
stage,
story again.
causing it to snap.
Still
All these
need to
factors
catch
lining
up a lot.
so perfectly makes it hard to see this as a mere accident.
And I
If anything,
got
the more logical explanation is that
the
the whole
Stellar
incident was
reunion,
intentionally planned.
because
and
I
Lee is the
haven't
most lucky
been
person to have access to all these areas.
logged in with this account for a bit.
Motive.
Shows you
Are
how
you
long I
both
didn't
good
stream
friends of
it.
his?
Well, you can't say we're good friends, but we've known each other for a little while.
So in
A
just
little
a short
while,
time,
okay.
he was not only able to win your trust, but even convince you to act as his attorneys.
Think we
I
like
know
know
there's
him
no such
like
thing as
what,
magic.
2 or
The
3
real
days?
trick of a magician is holding the audience in the palm of their hand. I've seen a lot of cases, and I can tell you that people are the least reliable kind of evidence. Sorry, I tend to be pretty straightforward. Just know that I'm warning you for your own good. Anyway, you may investigate the scene of the crime yourselves if you're curious. Who knows?
Wait,
maybe you'll
what?
be able to come up with some
How?
new evidence.
Is it your VPN? Okay. It's like this. Okay. Let's collect evidence then.
The investigation
Oh
team has
no!
some new findings. Turns out there's an issue with the
He
random number
actually
selector
did.
after all.
No, on the
See,
cable again.
Told you. What if the machine picked some big guy's seat? You think the murderer would have still made his move then?
Why does he hate yours so much though? Like they are literally next to each
What
other.
were you saying about the number selector? There's something wrong with it?
You're trying to help them? That'll be a tall order.
Which one? The big
Lenny
one.
used the machine to
It's
pick a
always
random member
him.
of the
He
audience
hates
during his
cables.
performance, right? The lucky girl that later disappeared. Well, we thought there might be a serious problem with the machine, so we had it taken away for further inspection.
It turns out that the seat number it picked wasn't random at all. The machine picks that same number every time. I'm sure you already know that you have to make a reservation in
Like
advance
cables
to get
are
a
his
seat,
arch enemy.
regardless of whether it's a trial or some performance.
And the little one
In other words,
hates towels
Lenny knew
for
who
some
would be
reason.
sitting where from the very beginning.
Towels
Not
in
much
any
checks
kind of
out.
string.
Lenny reserved our seats
Like
for us,
shoelaces
too.
or stuff like that.
You see why I was saying it'd be tough to make a case for Lenny.
Did you see what he did
Even
to
though it's
my
bad for
orange
Lenny's
ones?
case, Paimon had better write it down.
They are pretty destroyed. What would you call his arch enemies? Rugs? It's basically the reason we don't have any anymore. Not even in the bedroom. Did I not? Oh no, that was the other thingy. Okay. Rope.
So this is the rope that broke and caused the water tank to fall. The rope looks pretty durable. How can it be burned through so quickly by fireworks?
Just needs to catch
Why are
fire,
you suddenly
Paimon.
so serious, traveler? Whoa! Look! This bit is made from different material. Most of it was burned away, but there's still a little bit of it left.
Wait. Why is the stream element spot not working? Just noticed that.
So if a rope meant to hold something was made with that kind of material in it, then that means... Wait, why don't you write all this down? Let's take notes.
Not your bot in the Discord. That one was working. No, I mean the stream elements chat bot thingy.
Oh, this location has also been cordoned off because the Magic Troop members are currently considered prime suspects. The investigation team is still collecting evidence. The seats were all booked in advance, so we were able to deduce the missing woman's identity by checking the guest list. Sure, it's not like this is confidential information. We will publish it later anyway when we petition the public to help us find the missing person.
Let me try something.
Her name is Halsey. She's a painter from Fontaine who's made a bit of a name for herself.
Well, that works.
Apparently, she wasn't a regular at the
like,
opera house.
it
But she'd been
didn't
feeling some pressure with her work
do
lately,
its
which made her
stream
decide to come
announcement
see the
thingy
magic
or
show.
the
Magic Troop members all claim not to know her. We have looked
the
into
ad
her social
announcements.
connections. It seems that she has no personal grievances or conflicts of interest with the suspects. Simply put, she wasn't related to the Magic Troop at all, which matches
Weird.
the features of the previous serial disappearances.
Were the victims of previous cases also chosen at random?
That's how it seems to us, in any case. Apart from the fact that they were all young women of around the same age range, there really weren't any other connections between them.
Okay then.
No need to be so formal. If you do happen to see the missing girl, please be sure to contact us. It is of utmost importance that we get to the bottom of these disappearances.
I mean, she would be important for the case, wouldn't she? Either being a suspect or just a witness. What else? Can I talk to you? No. Okay. Who else do I need to talk to? Ah. Look at that one. Sure. Talk to you then.
I see that you're investigating the area. Well, it just so happens that I'm interested too. If you find any new and interesting leads, be sure to share them with me, alright?
We don't have too many facts yet.
Then why
Why
don't I
would
tell
we
you my
as
hypothesis first?
Linny's
Way
lawyer
I see
share
it,
information with
it all started
random
with that loud
strangers?
thud.
The thud? Oh, you mean the sound that happened during the countdown?
Yes, exactly. It wasn't terribly loud, but I suspect that most people heard it. It's just that everyone was awaiting the results of Linny's trick with bated breath, so no one paid it much mind. But now that the incident has happened, the thud has become an important clue.
That makes sense. So, what do you make of it?
I'm of the opinion that it may have been the sound of Linny's accomplice. Lynette, perhaps. Jumping atop the water tank, or something like that. And when the pyrotechnics went off, she cut the rope, sending the water tank crashing down.
Like, Wasn't the noise we heard too loud for that?
Perhaps the balance wasn't right, leading to a particularly rough landing. Oh, that's true. I suppose I must reconsider.
That does remind Paimon, though. What was with that sound?
Oh, I actually think I remember what the sound was. No. There is one more thing we need, right? Yes. Ah, right, the Melusine.
Hey, you! Yes, both of you!
Oh.
Over here! I've been keeping an eye on you for a while now.
Hello, Miss Mafia Boss!
That's right. If I'm not mistaken, you're also among those who wish to cut down the thorns and pursue the truth. No? And by the looks of it, you're not from Fontaine.
Well, you're right on the more about that one, but who are you?
Have you never heard of the Spina di Rosula? From mediating disputes and providing protection to solving conundrums, you name it, Spina di Rosula does it. And I, Navia, have the honor of being its renowned president.
Well, fun fact, I got my initial colors, like the hair color, skin color, eye color, and maybe even the lip color from her.
Demoiselle's various
But,
daily needs and affairs are under my purview.
Astra made the hair a bit lighter, actually. So it's not the same color anymore. It's more...
I am the second
Actually, it's
generation
more like
president.
Lumines now.
Luce and the others are still used to my
But the rest
previous
should
title.
still be
My
same
apologies,
color as
Demoiselle.
Navia's.
Should you prefer, boss, I will endeavor to use that instead.
No, no need. You don't have to call me boss. Just
You
Navia
don't
is
want to
fine.
give her kisses? I mean, she's my main on my other account.
Not that we're members of Spina di Rosula anyway.
On my private one.
All merely trifling details. Never mind. Now, back to the situation at hand. That's right. I've always kept an eye on the serial disappearance cases. My interest stems from a matter back from my father's time. Judging from the look of things, I find Linny an unlikely mastermind.
Really? We think so too. That's why we're looking for clues now. But how did you
Well,
come to that
we
conclusion?
are legally obligated to say that since we are his
Intuition,
lawyers.
Naturally. My unparalleled intuition. Farina sure
Right.
was quick to point the finger at Linny without any decisive evidence whatsoever, wasn't she? But that's not uncommon for her. If you remember, the justice had to interrupt
Yeah, she's
her
all
and
about
ask
the
if she was
dramatics.
pressing charges just to keep her from getting carried away. Anyway, a trial begins the moment someone levels charges. And, of course, there was no way Farina was going to back down in that
Literally,
situation.
yes. I think that's her whole persona.
Well, what's your opinion? I must admit that she can be interesting at times.
Yes,
but
that's how
liking her
it's
doesn't
called.
mean that I'll blindly agree with her. All right, I've answered your question. Now, it's time you answer mine.
Should have played that one on stream.
Well, I say it does. But don't worry, you won't hear any pointless questions from me. In your opinion, do you think it's right to treat a trial like it's an opera?
Oh, I still really love Navia's design.
And why?
Yeah, you do.
See, Silver and Malus? I told you they'd be different.
Most astute of you, Demoiselle. I too think that the traveler's response was most excellent. No matter how wonderful
Yeah,
the
and
script
not
or how fervent the
with
audience's
the times you're
expectations
actually
may be,
streaming.
the trials that go on stage here must be based in fact. And if that can be done, boss, then
All right, that's quite enough, Malus. Anyway,
like your answer. You pass with flying colors. Now, I need to make some preparations, following which our joint investigation
I have
shall commence.
no idea
You
how
two
many
shall be
episodes
my assistants.
Genshin will have by the time I'm done with it.
We become assistants!
Oh, well, I can be the assistant. Sure. Or your companion, if you like. I'm really not that fussy.
That's more like it.
Sure.
Far be it from me to brag, but I believe that Demoiselle's intuition will be instrumental in uncovering the truth. You wish to save a friend from false accusations, and we wish to unravel the disappearances. In this sense, our goals are aligned.
Friend, I just know him for a few days.
You're quite the talker, aren't you,
It's
mister?
quite funny now that I look at Lumine. She just basically has my hairstyle, but in short.
I have nothing to add.
Like if you would cut off my braids, we
Alrighty
had
then.
the same hairstyle.
We'll be making some preparations first. Just be sure to let us know if they start revealing Lenny's tricks. Thanks!
What did she do?
Sorry, but no one can freely
Oh,
enter
you
or exit
mean-
the opera house at the moment.
Well,
if you wish to leave, you must register
I
your
guess
identity
we've
with us
been
first.
mad at her because it always seemed like
Lenny and Lynette as attorneys, so we're
Child and
investigating the case.
Allegino didn't
always
like
guiding
each
the
other,
entrance.
but they actually do.
Yes, after the Chief Justice gave the
They
order,
seem
everyone
super
coming
fine
in
with
or
each
out
other.
must undergo a strict inspection. So, the missing girl couldn't have left from here. At least, not from that point on. I doubt there was much opportunity then, either.
How can you be so sure?
I mean, you started chipping Child and Navia.
Well, because I was in charge
From
of
one
security
blonde
near
girl
the
to the
entrance
other.
at that time. I couldn't see Linny's performance from here, which was quite a shame. Just my luck. But still, I did not abandon
What's
my post,
next? You
and
ship
I
him with
stayed put
me?
No matter how loud the applause was. If someone had so
Wait,
much as even
I'm-
approached the door,
well,
I
I
would have
mean,
noticed
I'm
it,
pretty
let alone if they had
sure
tried to leave.
he
We
does like
Nemezines are
the
good at that
Tsaritsa,
sort of thing,
so,
you know.
So,
actually,
safe to say
it's
the
not
girl
that
could
far
leave
off, isn't it?
Alright, thank you for your help. This'll be useful info. We've checked everything of note here at the performance venue.
I'm not horny, what the
wondered how
fuck?
Lenny's
You
discussion
don't
with the
need
guards is going.
anti-horny spray for me.
Let's go see, shall we? Ooh,
Keep
things
that
are
for
getting
North.
interesting, huh?
Understood. Then I will be going with you. Just so you're aware, I will be monitoring your actions and making notes as necessary.
Well,
Very
he's
good.
pretty
Thanks for
sick,
being so
so
agreeable. I'd pull
I
a
can
rose out of my
understand,
hat as
but
a
yeah,
gift for you if I could.
I
You may
DM'd
spare
him
the
too
pleasantries.
to ask him
I'm just doing my job.
how he is, and he never replied, so he must be really
right.
sick.
Who's this?
Me? I'm Spina di Rosula's guardian angel. If you've got a problem, I've got the firepower.
Yeah, literally firepower
Sorry.
girl.
I got a little carried away there. Call me Navia. I'm a partner of theirs, and will be helping investigate this whole situation. And these are my companions. Would you mind if they join as well?
Fine by me.
I mean, I can
Oh,
give
new
you
helpers?
the
I would be
chibi I
most
did of
grateful.
him with the dress on.
Well, let's just say we're tagging along. It's not every day you get to see the secrets behind magic performed on such a large scale.
Oh, yeah, I know what
appreciate
you
your
mean
kind
from the
interest.
Echo Stream.
Come with me. We'll be heading below stage.
Probably.
Huh? Below stage?
Yes, a world of secrets is hidden beneath this magic box, prepared specifically for this
Maybe you
switcheroo
can
trick.
even like
But before I reveal everything, you should have a look first.
Do something
Notice
that's like
anything
actually
strange here?
floating around on your screen. I don't know, you
I'm
should
not trying to be
probably ask
dramatic.
him.
Remembering the details of a trick will help you understand the methods used to perform it more easily.
You know what? Get affiliate and then do it as a redeem.
Balloons
Ghost
and other
North.
decorations here? Where did all that go?
Ah, good eye. That said, you're still far from discovering the answer.
The back? You mean the inside of the door? What's different about it? Paimon didn't notice anything.
Well, then you need the
Very
Ghost
good
Gecko
indeed.
redeem.
I thought you might not be able to catch that, given that you were sitting in the first row.
But like
The
redeems
back
you
of this
can
door
only
was
do when you get affiliate,
Those
so
patterns are now gone.
go
and
get
placed
it.
by a smooth wooden board. So, if you put 2 and 2 together, what do you get? Exactly. All right, let's go. I'll tell you how it works.
What's
as we
missing?
walk
Like
down.
19? You have like
Oh,
31?
So there was a passageway under the magic box.
I knew you'd figure out most of it as soon as you saw this place. The 2 magic boxes are positioned right above the 2 entrances of the tunnel.
Well, I think you
See this flatbed
need
trolley?
to either post more on Twitter,
The box with the lucky audience member
or
in it
you
will
have
be
to
shoveled
play
over
like
to
a
the other
game
side
that's
using
very
the
new and
trolley.
popular.
This trolley can raise and lower and even rotate, ensuring that the box will face in the right direction.
I see. So that's the purpose of the box inside another box.
Precisely. The inner box would descend after the audience member was put inside and be moved along the trolley, all while the outer box would remain on stage as if nothing had ever changed.
So that's how you did it!
Once the box
Now
was
she knows how
lowered,
the
the
magic
trolley
trick
would
works.
store some energy through this device here, with which it would complete the rest of the
Brilliant.
steps.
You spoiled
the
it for
audience
her.
member would only be able to feel some slight movements in the dark, and
Yeah,
by the
maybe.
time she walked out, she would already be back on stage.
Right! You were talking that whole time, and you even came out for a moment near the end!
Ah, yes. A phonograph operated by Lynette was used to achieve that effect. My assistant and I had already scripted our conversation beforehand. When the countdown began, I had already gone to the opposite box via a tunnel using that ladder.
And what about Lynette? Where was she?
I was in the mezzanine space in the back of the box.
Oh, interesting!
That's how we were able to coordinate Linny's lines with the assistant. And, by the way, I was the one who walked out of the box at the end.
I mean, we are twins. All it takes is a change of clothes and no one can tell who's who. And that's my
See,
favorite
they
part
are
of this
twins,
trick.
so they are
Only
actual
Lynette and I can
siblings.
perform it.
So,
So that's
how
it
does
all
she
works.
have
Wow! Every
the
detail
cat
you
ears and
revealed was
tail and he
more
doesn't?
amazing than the last!
Lynette would briefly walk out of the box and then go back in, jumping into the tunnel and escaping before the box on the trolley could finish ascending.
They like
And then I
remind
walk
me
out of the
so
other box in
much
the
of
audience area,
Alice
and the
and
trick would
Alfino.
be complete. The operative word here being would. But as you saw, Cal was in the box, not our audience member. She, on the other hand, mysteriously vanished.
We really don't know how that happened.
If not for that interlude, this would have been an astonishing trick. I probably never would have figured out how you pulled it off. And yet, to think that someone was able to use this magic trick to commit a crime. Could we have a look around? I think we can come up with some more leads.
This is the scene of the crime. So Linny and Lynette are not
I
permitted
mean
to
it.
stay here. I'll escort
Do
them
you
back
have
up.
Yes, of course. No need to be so strict
any
now. I won't disappear into
anything
thin
else
air
to
here.
say? You wouldn't?
Thanks, everyone. We're
I
counting
mean,
on you.
I would. Come on, it's Navia.
The floor is wet. Please be careful not to slip.
Speaking of which,
And
why
she's a
would
fictional
there be
character,
water here?
so...
Oh, Paimon knows. It's
You've kinda been sleeping with Tainari, though, the whole time.
flip the jug over only for the water to disappear. And here's a broken vase. Huh.
He's like literally in our bed.
Down while moving?
That can't be. The trolley moves along tracks from start to finish.
I mean,
Couldn't have hit the vase at this distance.
if you really feel that uncomfortable with it, just put him out of the bed?
Huh. What's this?
Looks like a hook tied to the end of a rope. Huh? There's a...
Perhaps it
Oh
was
shit,
a
I
prop
clicked
for
too
a
fast,
different
I'm
trick.
sorry.
But why would it have been left here?
Whatever it is, let's make a note of it first.
Just do me a favor and put him somewhere where the cats don't scratch him to death, okay?
Oh, these are the clothes that the lady chosen from the audience was wearing, right? Her clothes are here, but she's nowhere to be found.
Right. And do you really need to do that if you're kidnapping them? Ugh, this is so confusing. Paimon doesn't want to be a detective anymore.
Not good, that's what it is. That means, the little one will puke on him next time. And then he has a big problem with me.
What is this place?
It seems someone could fit through here.
Huh. Could this have been the suspect's escape route?
Alone, perhaps. But if they had to pull another person with them, the space would be too narrow.
But there are no other ways in or out of here.
Like I said, post more on Twitter. More memes, more engagement bait.
Seems we're just about done investigating down here.
Memes should be fine for you. You like memes.
Yes. Let's head back up.
Well, we've ascertained the state of the crime scene.
Well, if you
Let's find
don't
a place to
post
sort out our
anything, you
findings once
won't
the
get
loose
more
returns.
reach.
Seems to me that there are several things that don't add up here.
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle.
So, what did the guards say? Did the criminal escape through the vent?
They believe
Also,
the
like,
odds of
interact
that
with
are
others.
very low, since the vent leads to the Opera House's basement. The guards have checked the area carefully. No one left through the basement during the performance or after the
Like
incident, and no
the
one was
evening
found hiding there.
without when you are normally like scrolling through memes, just maybe scroll through Twitter and interact with others. Like post your design for like those
Plot
those
thickens.
tier lists and stuff.
Halsey's disappearance and Cowell's death are both quite inexplicable. Huh. No wonder Farina was
Normally
so
it's
confident
me
in her
who enters
accusation.
your
All the current
your
evidence
design
points
and
toward
stuff.
Lenny and Lynette.
In other words, the charges are very likely to be upheld unless we make some considerable progress.
Charges and then trial. So if the charges are upheld, they'll announce a sentence?
That's right. This is how a trial goes in the Opera House. During the proceedings, the Chief Justice and the oratrice will hear statements from both sides. That's right. This is how indemnitium is
Then
produced.
rate
The
bigger
statements from both
people?
sides,
I don't
the
know.
defenses from attorneys, witness testimonies, and even the audience's emotions will all be projected on the oratrice. To put it simply, it's as if the oratrice
I
has
mean,
its own will,
Neurosun,
and is a
yes?
judge in its own right.
Maybe? I don't
This
know.
also precludes any kind of favoritism on the part of the Chief Justice. And not that this has ever happened anyway.
Once both sides have finished speaking,
I don't know.
the Chief Justice will make his final decision. This too
She's
will
funny
be
though.
used by the
Like,
oratrice as a
the
reference.
AI is funny.
Finally, the oratrice will be consulted by officials. The result it returns is the will of justice itself.
Not sure if the AI even cares how big you are.
That Neverlet called the shots.
In practice, there is very little difference. Both have always come to the same judgment. Which is why people have great faith in the Chief Justice. Ah, yes, the guards also asked me to convey that none of us will be allowed to leave this place before the trial. Because we've chosen to act as the twins' proxies. That makes us persons related to the case.
Yeah.
They're concerned that we might be colluding with outside parties, or that we might find outside help to disrupt the case. And even if that
I
were not
don't
so,
necessarily
it could prove
mind what the
problematic if
people
we happen to
play
spread key
that I'm
information
rating.
about the case ahead of time.
I'm ready to break
It's
out
more
at any
like
time.
definitely important criteria is that they are a VTuber too. And then maybe that the design looks interesting.
Of course.
I don't
just
think
hope you
there's
don't
like
mind
a
the
set of
lack
games
of
that you should
options.
play
I'm
as a
afraid that
VTuber.
catering to all tastes is not in the cards, nor is any guarantee of balanced nutrition.
Like it's for any streamer, you just choose what you want to do.
Let's just sort out our
I guess
findings
the most
together
important thing is that
Pity.
you are having
I was
fun.
hoping to take you to try some of Fontaine's
If you
famous
don't
desserts,
enjoy
too.
what you are streaming,
I
it's
mean, what
probably
better
pretty
way to properly
obvious.
think through our findings than over some tea and sweets.
Breaking out suddenly doesn't seem like such a bad idea after all. Just kidding, just kidding. Paima will still do her best, even if there are no snacks.
I mean, you'll see how it goes when you play a game that's
Of course we'll have snacks.
that's
If we cannot
new
buy
and
some, then
let's
we'll
just
simply
say
make some.
trending probably.
Here? But how?
Understood, demoiselle. Everyone, please come with me.
Like the chance that someone is looking for older games to watch, it's just not that high.
You're carrying a portable stove with you?
Chance that the people are
Yes,
looking
I
for
must be
like the
prepared to
game
meet the demoiselle's
that
baking
just
needs
came
whenever
out
the
and stuff
fancy
is
strikes
probably
her.
just better. Let me pause it for a moment though and let me go on a quick break. I'll be right back. I'm back. Okay,
I
so
have eggs, sugar, and almonds at the ready.
regarding metaphor, by the time you actually
work, you two.
seriously
So now
streamed
get
it,
to
it
it.
wasn't that
Please
new
sit tight for a
anymore.
moment. You'll get to taste my awesome snacks soon
If you
enough.
just go by how new a game is. And metaphor was pretty niche to begin with. So I'm not sure if that counts.
And Paimon thought it smelled good while it was still in the oven. Oh,
And
it's even better
well,
now.
maybe if you aren't going for
From the way you had these two guys
for
carrying all
games
that
that are
stuff around,
new,
Paimon
you
thought you
probably
had them do
need
more
to
during
go
the
for
baking
games
process.
that get watched a lot, which is probably competitive games,
Beating the egg
which
whites,
would
grinding
be
almonds,
something like
everything.
maybe League or
was
like
appalled.
Overwatch and
And I
Valorant
was giving
and maybe
encouraging
Marvel,
smiles.
like Marvel Rivals. So yeah.
Thinking, aren't you worried about getting your fancy dress dirty beating egg whites and baking like this?
Well, I don't think it's carved in stone anywhere that fancy ladies can only read books, sip tea, ride horses, and play the piano. I just really enjoy making snacks. Don't underestimate beating egg whites, by the way. It's a real arm workout.
Oh yeah,
You also
don't
need
tell
to beat
me.
them to just the right consistency, or your
That
macarons will crack.
sucked so much while I
give these a try.
was making the
Fresh out of the oven.
pancakes
There's
last
3
time.
for each of us.
Only 3?
And I don't even have the right thing
Eating
to
too many
like
sweet treats might send all that sugar
stir
to your
them with.
head.
I had to use a fork
wouldn't be able
because
to
we
think clearly
don't
about the
have
case on a
anything
sugar rush, would you?
which is actually
Tea is ready
made
to be
for
served
beating
as
egg
well.
whites or like
This is Demoiselle's
stirring
favorite,
any
strong black tea with
kind
a
of
floral
dough.
fragrance that clears the mind and lifts the spirit. No need for concern. I'm merely doing as I should.
Well, I'm normally not baking.
Down to business.
And I'm not good at
mentioned
baking.
previously,
I'm good
the
at
tunnel
cooking.
seems to be something
But like
of
baking
a
isn't
secret
my
chamber.
thing, so I just didn't think we
Assume
would
that Linny and
need
Lynette
it.
were not alone within it. Some criminal also occupied its sealed confines.
We also
The magician
don't
twins
have
could
a
have committed the
scale to
crimes, of
weigh
course,
ingredients.
But they lack any logical motive.
Exactly. Why would they do such a thing right when everyone was watching?
The flower vase and the thud we heard during the performance could indicate some altercation between Halsey and the criminal in the tunnel,
But
resulting in the shattering of the
let
vase,
me
the
say
discarding
one
of her
more
clothes,
thing
and
regarding
her
the
abduction.
growth and viewers and
Perhaps the
followers
criminal
and
thought
stuff.
that since she was chosen from the crowd,
I'm
she would
not
be
a
too
big
easy to
streamer
identify if she was
myself.
still wearing the same
I'm
clothes.
happy if I get my like 7 average viewers. So I might not be the best person to give
True.
advice
None
here.
of the clues we found thus far support the existence of this third person. But the only people left to consider are
Like I
both
mean,
technically victims,
you have to
whether it's the missing
consider
girl,
that I
Halsey,
like
or poor Cowl.
I've been just streaming for like what
Made
4
modifications to the
months
magic
now?
props
It's
in
not
order
been
to
that
murder
long.
Cole before making her escape?
Maybe 4.5. But like that's it.
That's right. And even if she had tampered with the setup, she would need to understand the entire trick to pull it off. Nor does she have any motive. The guard said that she has never had any dealings with the Magic Troop's members.
Were we not thorough enough in our search? From the sound
Yeah,
of
but like
things,
I
this
mean
is
like
turning into an
actively for
impossible case.
me, like since I've been doing the schedule and everything
Navia. They smell great.
and trying to like
Nice and
stream
crisp and
3
super
days a
sweet.
week and stuff. That's like for maybe 4.5
They are my
months for me.
specialty after all. And I see you've already had
shit.
5 of them.
So like
What? 5?
the end of
Oh, that can't be
November,
right.
maybe like December when I started
Honest.
to do it like more seriously.
Please don't worry about it. At my age, a few
Was
less sweets
just
might
a bottle.
actually be a good thing.
Don't get a panic attack now. You know I know
Beauty is one
why
thing, but
our
Paimon knows
cat
how to
is so
count.
scared. He got it from
Paimon knows that
you.
if she ate too many, then others wouldn't have enough.
you get startled so easily?
You! If Paimon ate those 2 extra macarons, then may they turn into stone in her stomach!
Oh, come on,
All
Paimon,
right,
we
we
know
get
you
it.
did it.
Well, I suppose one of us might have gotten too engrossed in our chat and eaten them by mistake. No big deal.
Oh, come on.
Set up the stove again, if you would.
You're as dramatic as Farina.
What are you doing?
A
Making
bomb.
sure everyone gets 3 macarons, of course.
Exactly. We don't want to trouble you.
As you wish, demoiselle.
And I have the egg, sugar, and almonds.
What? Will you start burning or what?
Well, this really is your hobby, huh?
Set your hair on fire or something.
Well, that's it for snack time. I'm going to have another look around the area. I don't know what we're looking for yet, but we've
Yeah,
still got some
might
time.
need to grow
As
your hair
attorneys,
first
I
for that,
suggest
huh?
the 2 of you think the case over again.
Or you need a
It would
very,
be
very long
awkward
wig.
if you got all tongue-tied on stage during the trial.
Alright, thanks for your help.
I
and for the
mean,
snacks.
just take one of my bra and stuff it
was
with
nothing.
some
A small
socks.
task for the Spina di Rosula. Silver, Malus, it's time to
It's
go.
not that
I'll be
difficult.
back if I find anything new.
Alright, it's time to put our heads together. We've got to get our defense ready for the trial. Oh, it's probably gonna be a long and difficult case.
Following day.
There's no...
I mean, you know it wouldn't matter to me since I'm Pan anyways. So nothing would really change regarding the relationship. It would maybe need to adjust your VTuber model and our law a little bit. But that's not impossible.
Come on, let's get moving. We're not frozen in place after all.
Well, I mean, that sorts out itself if you decide to start taking, like, hormone stuff.
What do we do? The whole situation
Might take
is
a
so
while,
confusing.
but it will sort itself out.
Good plan. Impossible things don't just happen. We'll get to the truth one way or another.
Just relax. Even if everyone else suspects Lenny and Lynette, at least we will be supporting them from the stands. Besides, I doubt Farina understands any more about what happened than we do.
The fuck?
Thanks, Navia.
I'm sure there are
we'll be
women
going
that like wrestling. Like, your
Best of luck to you.
interests don't necessarily have anything to do with your gender.
Ah, finally, you're back. Well, how did your investigation go?
To be honest, you might be disappointed.
That's different.
No, no. We're already very grateful that you were willing to help.
Well, now, don't you all look disappointed?
And I mean, that's the most
Don't tell me
important
that
anyways.
Your investigation came up empty-handed. That was to be expected, of course. The guilty can never produce proof of their innocence.
I hate the act she's putting on.
Don't let that stop you. I shall be terribly disappointed should you, my most anticipated foe, concede so easily.
Since both parties are present, I declare that the trial regarding the magic show incident is now in session. Firstly, in order for the audience to understand the causes and results of the incident, could we please have Mr. Linney explain
I
the
just
trick?
talked over the whole
Yes,
cutscene
of
that
course.
was going
I
on.
will explain while Lynette
Oopsie.
demonstrates on stage. All the necessary items have been prepared.
Thank you, Mr. Linney. In that case, I take your statement to be that you ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once the trick began, and thus could not have committed the crime. Is this correct?
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
In that case, I call upon the prosecution. Lady Farina, do you wish to refute his statement in any way?
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open. Mr. Linney is clearly lying. There is no way you could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct Halsey and murder Cowell. In fact, I'd say you were hardly in that tunnel at all.
That is simply your hypothesis based on the presumption that I'm guilty.
Opinion.
Oh, is that so? And if I may ask, what did
Give
you
me
hear
cold hard
while
evidence,
you were
Farina.
inside your box?
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the time and built anticipation for the finale.
And you didn't hear anything else at all? Nothing that might leave an impression of any kind?
No, nothing.
I see. But when the count reached 30 seconds or so,
Okay,
there was a
where's my
thud.
guide?
One so loud that I believe practically everyone heard it.
Huh?
Hey, hang on. Something's not right here.
Yeah, I'm sure he could have heard a noise that loud from inside the box.
I was right by the box, and I definitely heard the thud.
Look at those scales. Could those mean...
Well then, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to use the words of the magician himself. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. Indeed, it seems his alibi can also collapse in the blink of an eye.
That's super
I have
unprofessional.
armed myself to do far more than smash
This is
your
court
alibi.
and not
Confidence
like
cannot go
theater.
unfounded, and my foundations are rock solid. Tell me, aren't you and Lynette actually from the House of the Hearth?
The House of the Hearth?
No wonder they did something like this.
So the serial disappearances were the Fatsui's doing. Now it all makes sense.
I've got a feeling that what happened on stage probably wasn't just an accident.
Right.
That's irrelevant. Our identities have nothing to do with what happened.
Didn't they show us where they lived though? Wasn't it pretty obvious that it was the House of the Hearth? How did we not notice?
Your first priority is to prove yourself innocent after all. I'm sure there is little that needs to be kept secret now. Unless your script already has holes in it. The Outlander is speechless. My, oh my, don't they look flabbergasted? Now comes the infighting and discord, I suppose. This was almost too easy. Good thing I made all those preparations. Seems the all-nighter I pulled last night is really paying off.
Cat, what did you just do?
Hey, Linny.
I heard
Why didn't you tell us
something.
this before?
And you're really skittish again. What did you do?
Order! Order! Mr. Linney, allow me to re-establish the facts. Lady Farina has raised 2 points.
Yeah, I
First,
know it
when
was
the
a big
thud was
one.
heard
It
in the
just
Opera
came from
House,
the
you were
bathroom.
neither in the box
But it
nor the
didn't,
tunnel. Second,
it didn't
you and
sound
Ms.
like the
Lynette are
letterbox.
both
That's
members of the House of the Hearth.
why
Are these
I'm
claims
skeptical
true?
what he did. And no, it definitely wasn't eating. Sure, their food is already empty. It has been for a while. Oh, wait. It's actually dinner time for them. Or actually, it's already almost half an hour late.
Please answer my question, Mr. Linney.
I'm sorry. Yes, they're true, Your Honor.
You probably should have told your lawyer that beforehand, Lenny.
Well, that's it. We might as well move on to the sentencing already.
What should we do now?
Granted. In that case, what is your request?
Is that really necessary?
Yes,
They're
it is.
already as good as guilty.
It definitely
The
is
defendant
necessary.
deceived their own attorneys. What is there left to discuss?
Order! Order, I say! Your request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn. This trial will reconvene in 1 hour.
So you would stick to Mr. Linney's defense even after knowing what you do now?
Yes.
You certainly have more professionalism than I thought.
Yeah, certainly more professionalism than you.
Audience, let's allow the joy of victory to steep for a little while longer.
Okay, Lenny. Can you be honest now, please?
Well, this is awkward.
Is
I didn't
it
think
now?
the Hydro Archon would dig all that up. I'm sorry, Traveler and Paimon.
Yeah, sorry.
Paimon doesn't know where to start. We trusted you two. We based our entire reasoning on the assumption that you weren't bad guys.
Well, just because they are Fatui, they aren't automatically bad guys.
I'm very sorry. I know you're angry, and reasonably so, but please, let me explain. I know you've clashed with the Fatui several times before. I wouldn't be surprised if just hearing the word is enough to make you upset. But our organization is very, very large, and the Harbingers have very different personalities and goals.
Right now, we want to save people. As many as we can.
That's right. I'm sure we're on the same page when it comes to this nation and the disaster that its people might face. I knew if it weren't for our respective identities, we could become good friends. That's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you, but chose to hide some details instead. The truth is very important, but being completely transparent about everything would see us spending more effort than we need to. Right. So, you be the judge. Heck,
Well,
if I were
actually,
you,
no, I'm
I
your
fear
lawyer.
that I'd even struggle to trust me at this point.
Monsieur Neuvillette is the judge.
You met a Fatus who works as a magician, a trickster by trade. All by coincidence, too. But still, I'm asking you to trust me. I am no criminal. At least,
You
not
know
in
you
this case.
shouldn't trust tricksters, though.
Please forgive us.
Well, you both say that, but... Right, let's hear your answer first, and no lies now.
Yep, I'm on Paimon's side
Of
here.
course.
No lies now.
I'll answer any question you ask. We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has a consciousness. Why can it deliver sentences accurately? During our investigations, we learned that the machine's core is beneath it. From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick, with the objective of getting close to the core.
Is that why you needed a whole minute?
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down from 60, while I would only need 15 to get to the opposite box. So, after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House basement via the vent, and went to investigate the room in which the core is stored.
That air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel specifically to execute this step.
Well, nothing. As soon as I reached that room and was about to investigate, I heard someone's voice. Which should have been impossible, of course. I was quite certain that I was the only one in the room. That voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the side of caution and retreated the way I came. On the way back, I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground, but the countdown was almost finished, so there wasn't time to give it any thought. After that, the homicide occurred just as you saw.
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
Because of that prophecy I told you about, of course. We must know all we can about this nation's secrets in order to deal with that prophesized crisis.
That's the only way we can save everyone.
So,
Is
there
it
you have
now?
it. The whole truth. I swear, I didn't hide anything from you this time.
Yeah, I hope so, for
it was
your
never
sake.
my wish to proceed under this cloud of mistrust either. But like I
It's
said
not
earlier,
good to
you
lie
can
to
be
your
the
lawyer,
judge.
you know?
If you want to leave because you don't trust the Fatui, there's nothing I can do to stop you.
Well, Traveler, you decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
We don't really have a choice, though.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for giving us a chance.
The current problem is that the scales are tipped pretty badly against you two. If we want to refute the Hydro Archon's accusations, we're gonna need a seriously watertight defense. Huh?
All those water jokes.
Oh, Paimon thinks she gets what you mean.
Yeah, literally your nation, I know. Beats me that you didn't continue the story at least till Fontaine.
Both parties have
Can
returned to their
understand
positions.
when you have some
Let us
reservations
continue the
for
trial.
Natlan because it's
When last we left
the
off,
nation of
Mr.
fire,
Lilly
which is
acknowledged the
literally
new
the
evidence
opposite
presented
of
by Lady
water,
Farina
and
as
you
fact.
like water so much,
Therefore,
but like,
Lady Farina may continue
yeah.
stating her reconstruction of the events.
Why did you not play Fontaine as someone who loves water?
That took long enough. Now then, if everyone would lend
It's
me
like
their
literally your
attention
favorite element.
at this stage, let's revisit that scene from Linny's perspective.
Okay, yeah. Tutorial.
As the countdown began, he entered the tunnel. When the flatbed trolley passed, he opened the box and got into an altercation with Halsey, which caused the loud thud. He did not realize that this sound could be heard by everyone in the opera house, which is why he claimed earlier that he could not hear the sound. Finally, he used the box
bless
to
you.
knock her out before making her change clothes to prevent others from recognizing her. At this time, Cowell arrived in the tunnel, having heard that strange noise, and caught Linny red-handed. So Linny proceeded to knock him out too before stuffing him into that box. Afterward, Linny passed the unconscious Halsey to his accomplice through the magic box in the audience stands, before operating the devices such that Cowell's death would be ruled an accident.
Right.
And there you have it. That's the truth behind what happened.
I have one very important question.
Does the defendant
Why can I
have
not
any
scream
objections
objection
to Lady
here?
Farina's description of the events?
The key to refuting Lady Farina is the order of events. What Linny experienced and what he saw.
Okay. I mean, it's pretty obvious. And then
According to
refute
Linny,
this one.
he left via the vent after entering the tunnel. He couldn't have had that altercation with Halsey.
Next one. Kidnapping. This one.
Linny went to the room that contains the Oratrice's core. This is the actual truth.
Still part of his statement, though. I mean, it's the truth. It's what he said. If it's actually the truth, well, we don't necessarily know. This.
Linny did not take part in the underground altercation. He only witnessed traces of the aftermath.
Attention! Ace Detective Paimon has something to say!
Yeah, sure, Paimon.
When the countdown started, Linny did indeed go into the tunnel. But he immediately used a vent to access the Opera House basement, which is where the underground core of the Oratrice is stored. Once he reached that area, he heard a voice in what should have been an empty room. Since he felt something was amiss, he returned immediately. The crime scene had already developed by the time he reached the tunnel again, and in order to complete the magic trick, he did not remain there for any length of time.
That's still just his statement though, and no like solid proof.
Finally, he reached the surface, and that was when the accident happened from his point of
Like,
view.
trust me, bro.
Therefore, he's innocent. Paimon did it! Paimon actually managed to say all that! Wasn't it awesome?
In other words, you believe that he knew nothing of the incident?
That's right!
My reasoning?
If that's the case, then if Cowell hadn't entered the tunnel, who was the entire setup meant to kill? Assuming that what you say is true, Linny only needed to kidnap the young girl to cause a new disappearance case. What would the point of killing someone on stage be?
Oh.
True.
They have a point.
That's right, you tell him! And that's why they're partners of mine. They've managed to turn things around. Oh, well, your denial is very strident, I'll give you that. But what proof do you have to back your claims?
Yep, that's what I said too. It's just claims. Like,
course
we
I do.
also don't have proof
If
for
he had
that.
been in the magic box the whole time, how could he have not heard that sound? Why do you ask? You're saying that he wasn't?
Yep, that's what I just literally said.
Are you sure we don't need to give this more thought?
No, I actually don't know.
That's right! Linny wasn't in the box or in the tunnel. That's why he didn't hear anything strange during the performance.
I mean, we already said that he wasn't in the box.
When happened, Linny had already entered the basement via the vent. The same clue you used to disprove his alibi has now become the best proof! How do you like that?
Okay, Paimon.
Well played. To think you'd use such logic. Well then, if it wasn't Linny who committed the crimes, then who was it?
The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
Huh? That can't be right. Are you serious? The killer was, in fact, Cowell, the deceased!
Oh, is that so?
No.
How interesting!
I actually don't think
Let's
so.
hear your reasoning then.
What I must do next is recreate the truth. What Cowell did, and how he went from would-be perpetrator to victim. Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment. which gave our criminal ample time.
If we actually hold on to the theory that it was Cowell.
No one entered or left the opera house through its entrances. So, where would the criminal have wanted to take Halsey? The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. So, there must have been some fear that she would attract attention. It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely have bumped into Linny as well. The deceased's name is Cowell. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely have bumped into Linny as well.
Shit. What's the last one?
Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. So, there must have been some fear that she would attract attention. No one entered or left the...
Yeah, I really don't know what to...
It would have been tough for both people to fit in... Halsey's clothing was in... It would have been tough for both people to fit...
But that's all I have. What the fuck? That was actually all the evidence they gave me.
Traveler? Are you still having trouble figuring things out?
I see how it is. So this was all just a bluff. And here I thought you had something to show for it. But it seems you're still far from the truth.
Look, since we're at a dead end, why not consider a different track? Just like the trick as it transpired, the end result must have been utterly different from the magician's initial design.
If only we knew how Halsey disappeared.
Well, that would be nice, but the tunnel only has 3 exits, and none of them seem very likely. And it's not like this is a magic trick where you can just make a real live person disappear. You know, like you did from that water tank, Lynette.
Excuse my interruption, dear opponents. But do you not see that the crowd is growing impatient? There is no greater sin in this opera house than an awkward delay in the performance.
This is not a performance. This is a trial.
If the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment, which the sound we heard may have come from a clash.
Yes.
The deceased's name is Cowell.
Yeah, we already had that. Oh,
The
okay,
vase
now
was
you give
not
me extra
broken by
stuff.
chance.
Okay. Was that just for dramatic effects?
Paimon gets it! It all comes together if Halsey disappeared instead of being kidnapped. Lynette escaped from the water tank, vanishing gradually and leaving only clothes behind. If there's a similar method where a person could be transformed into water...
Just a moment, please. I do hope you know how preposterous you sound at the moment. How could a person ever be transformed into water? This is reality we're talking about here, not some magic trick. Must we really? I should think that of anyone. Your friend Linny already knows this truth very well. Magic tricks are ultimately just illusions and misdirection. But Halsey's disappearance is very real. We're talking
Yeah, in a
about
world
two
where literal
completely
elemental magic exists.
Even so, I trust the Traveler's judgment.
It's not that far off.
The truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps some new line of reasoning may open if we try to gather all the focal points that don't make sense. Since Cal was the deceased, we haven't placed much attention on him. But given that we aren't making much progress with the case, it wouldn't hurt to have a look at his belongings, would it?
People really do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when at the end of their rope. The way I see it, your suggestion that we broaden the scope of our investigation is nothing but a tactic for stalling the trial.
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial does indeed appear to be at an impasse, I believe that additional evidence may help us make more progress. Guards, please step into the lounge and examine the personal effects of the deceased, Cowell.
Beats me why they didn't already do that in the beginning.
We are still examining the items, but we have already made critical progress that we feel must be shared with everyone post-haste. We discovered several test tubes of fluid within Cowell's baggage, each labeled separately. The notebook in his backpack claims that these fluids are water from the Primordial Sea.
The Primordial Sea?
The note's contents also indicate that Cowell belonged to an organization that sells illegal drugs and that he had an accomplice. The notebook has many entries concerning safe usage of these fluids, in which the keyword dissolve appears many times. One of these tubes was labeled Opera Epiclese, along with yesterday's date. It is empty. The notes also state that these dissolution properties work exclusively on people from Fontaine. It's likely that Halsey was chosen as some sort of test subject. As such, we believe that the defense's hypothesis is, in fact, supported by sufficient evidence.
You've got to be kidding! People dissolving into water?
Could something so ridiculous actually be true?
Wait a moment. This reminds me of a certain prophecy, but it's just a coincidence, isn't it?
Huh. If people can become water, does that mean that the water tank's real use was as a means to hide water stains? And if Cowell was targeting that girl... Wait just a minute. Could that mean... You two, with me, quick!
Demoiselle, wait! What about your partners?
Let's go. Just trust me.
Order! Order! It is undeniable that further examination of the
Order
deceased's
in my
personal
court!
effects has yielded some surprising results.
Yes.
But we cannot yet verify the veracity of these clues. Still, let us assume that these clues are indeed authentic, albeit with the understanding that Ms. Halsey has yet to be found. Guards, please continue examining the items along these lines. Mr. Linney, it appears your hypothesis is supported by the evidence, so please continue speaking.
Of course. Thank you, Your Honor. If we uphold this hypothesis, I believe that many of this case's seemingly unrelated clues can be connected together.
Right! Like the metal hook! That one didn't make sense at all. Let's think about this. Cowell's methods must have something to do with that water from the Primordial Sea.
The deceased's name is Cowell. Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another magic trick, but was instead some form of triggering mechanism. The water from the Primordial Sea should already have been prepped before Halsey entered the magic box. Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire time. Did she have something to do with this? I remember there was something else within the inner layer of that box.
The rope that strung the water tank up was lit by the fireworks and cut. As such, the focus here is on the water and not the tank. I remember there was something up.
It's Ace Detective Paimon's time to shine
Obviously it is.
In the original plan, Cowl would tamper with the water tank rope, and the number selector securing his target. When the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually and pierce the balloon at the top of the box. When the balloon attached to the box popped, the water from the primordial seed inside it would pour down and dissolve Halsey. Afterward, Cowl would enter the tunnel and break the flower vase to conceal the water inside the tunnel, with the remaining evidence being covered up by the water tank on stage. But he encountered something unexpected in the tunnel, and wound up being fatally hit by the same water tank he meant to use to cover his tracks.
Yeah, I don't know about that,
does make
Paimon.
sense.
That actually links together a lot of the more confusing
No, I don't
pieces
think it
of
makes
evidence.
that much sense, actually.
Oh dear, what do I do?
There's
Even
still
I
no
think these sound
actual
convincing
proof
now.
for anything here.
Have I falsely accused an innocent person? What a humiliation.
Now, it seems like the only point of contention remaining is the exact circumstances that led to Cowl's death. His notes mentioned he had an accomplice who could be related to the situation.
On that note, the guards have just contacted me indicating that they uncovered new evidence. I shall now invite him on stage to share it with us.
Thank you, Your Honor. We were just inspecting the luggage of the other people involved in this case. And we found an identical sample of the water from the Primordial Sea among Linny's personal effects.
What?
That can't be. Oh, I see. Well, how wonderfully comedic to have your own counterattack only to come back and wound you. Does this not clear all doubt? My dear citizens, my loyal audience, allow me to present my reasoning and bring this performance to a swift close. Linny did not need to take part in the dissolution of the young woman at all. Indeed, he did leave the scene via the vent. Having made modifications to the props beforehand, his accomplice Cowl then caused Halsey to vanish using the water from the Primordial Sea. But upon his return, in cruel avarice, Linny desired sole credit and prepared to do away with his partner in crime. Ultimately, he knocked Cowl out, and the tool meant to cover the crime up also became a murder weapon. Now, as much as I regret having come to such a viciously straightforward conclusion, it does seem that the famed Fatui is quite the cold-blooded and ruthless organization. Am I right, Mr. Linny?
We've used up all the evidence we collected. There's no way for us to make a rebuttal here. Is this the end of the road?
Oh no! Paimon can't think of anything either. It doesn't look like there's any way around this. Seems using the water as new evidence was too good a move. Why did this have to happen now?
I think we've all seen enough now, and we have ample witnesses to my flawless reasoning. I believe this is indeed the finale. Now then, my good, noble Chief Justice, Should we not, in your view, excuse me, everyone, but I must interject.
Miss, I must ask you not to shout and to respect the ongoing legal proceedings.
Oh, come on. Don't be hasty. I have a good reason for interrupting, you know. Now, would anyone here like to take a little break from all this debate and see a little magic? I'll show you an amazing trick. One that can bring a young woman who has disappeared back in the flesh, right before your very eyes. Please, do the honors, Mr. Linny, if you would be so kind.
What in the world is she saying?
No offense, miss, but miracles like that are beyond my scope as a magician.
Come on now, don't be silly. Magic is all about misdirection, isn't it? It often conceals the truth while presenting a fascinating illusion. But once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth to them once again? And wouldn't such a trick be the most marvelous finale to today's performance? Come on, Linny and Lynette. Give it another go. Don't worry. Spina di Rasula has made the necessary arrangements on your behalf. But, as the magic makers and stars of the show, I think I should leave the final performance to you.
I understand.
And voila.
They really don't take court seriously, do they? For being the nation of justice.
Sorry for the interruption.
Look who is alive and not at all dead or dissolved into
The whole
water.
thing about people dissolving wasn't true after all?
Oh no, it
To be
is
clear,
true.
I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so would lessen my sentence. I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that I would be the one put on trial. I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me, and then before I knew it, she caught me.
That'll teach you to underestimate us three.
Where should I begin? I'm sorry. I'm the one who killed Cowl. I admit it.
What? Why?
Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian, and I'm originally from Mondstadt. I heard that Linny's show was gonna be a real thriller, but I missed the chance to buy a ticket, so I stole one. That's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there, and I'd never been caught before. But I was noticed at the harbor a few days ago, and I barely got away. Linny was the one who caught me in the act.
Hey, no wonder you look familiar. So you were the thief. Liddy even mentioned that you were pretty skilled.
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but then the number selector chose me. He even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison, isn't it? So you can imagine how shocked I was. I thought he was onto me for sure. So I played along with the show while looking for an opening to flee, but then I got water poured on me for no reason, and then someone jumped into the tunnel to nab me. I wasn't going to take that lying down, so I knocked him out and stuffed him into the box. There was nowhere to run from there, though, so I had to change my clothes and hide in a box containing performance costumes. I slipped out after the first guard arrived at the scene and continued hiding inside the opera house.
Can a person even hide in there?
But I swear I didn't know that the water tank would fall down. Really, I swear it. Had I known that, I wouldn't have put him in the magic box. I may be a thief, but I'm no killer.
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now, doesn't it?
I mean, if he attacked her, it was self-defense, wasn't it?
This time, we need to tell the entire story from Lillian's perspective.
From her perspective.
The strange sound wasn't from a fight. It was Lillian's attempt to break out when she was frightened.
Okay.
The flower vase was not broken to cover anything up, but was smashed during the struggle between Lillian and Cowell. Lillian was afraid that she would be recognized if she left, so she changed clothes and hid, biding her time. Just what one might expect of an experienced thief.
And it's Ace Detective Paimon time!
Oh, okay. Go on, Paimon.
Selected out of the blue, Lillian panicked. Her panic only intensified after she entered the tunnel and had water poured on her head. So she kicked the door open, producing the thud we all heard. Hearing the commotion, Cowell leapt into the tunnel, only to discover that Lillian had not dissolved. He did not know that Lillian was not from Fontaine, but was a thief who made her way in by stealing a ticket. Mistakenly believing that the water from the primordial sea needed time to take effect, he tried to force Lillian back into the box. The two broke the flower vase during the struggle, but Lillian came out on top, knocking Cowell out and putting him in the box. With no way of escaping, she changed her clothes and hid in the costume trunk until the performance ended. That she would have to go through guard inspection if she tried to leave afterward. So, she has been trapped in the opera house these last 2 days.
Poor girl.
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macarons. So, she swiped 2 of them right under our noses. Talk about a sneaky thief.
At this point, all the events that happened in the tunnel have
Oh,
now
so
come to
Paimon
light.
didn't eat them after all.
So that's the whole story.
Bravo! Bravo!
Now then, Lady Farina, do you wish to speak against the defense's statements? Please answer the question, Lady Farina. Also, if I may add, the trial has not yet ended. As such, I request that the prosecution not leave the room before the proceedings have concluded.
But she's embarrassed now.
What? Are you reading my mind now?
No, you turned around and
have
wanted to
no
go
further
already.
Arguments. I admit defeat. But really, could you at least have left me with some dignity?
No.
Wow. Look at that. She's like a deflated balloon now.
If there are
Very
no objections,
unprofessional.
then as the Chief Justice of Fontaine, I shall once again repeat the full sequence of events. The actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cowell, selected his next victim from the audience reservation list. With some modifications to the selector, he could ensure that the pre-selected young woman would be chosen. To cover up any evidence while committing the deed, Cowell thought of allowing the water tank to fall, which would conceal the water left behind after the young woman was dissolved. He also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank to drop and hide the watermarks. He poured the water from the primordial sea into a balloon during the preparation of the magic box and stuck it to the box's lid. Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door when bringing the young woman to said box. When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting the balloon containing the water. If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved at this time. However, Lillian was not from Fontaine, and thus fled the box with a loud noise. Realizing that there was trouble, Cowell entered the tunnel and met Lillian. Thinking that the waters had not yet taken effect, he decided to proceed. However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious, and placed into the magic box, and thus became his own final victim. Lillian, according to her own statements, then changed clothes and hid until the performance ended, before hiding in other parts of the opera house. As for Linny, He was in the underground structures within the Opera House, and was thus ignorant of these happenings. From this reconstruction of events, we can conclude that Linny, the accused, is in fact innocent. While there is much in Linny and Lillian's conduct that should still be investigated separately, this case, at least, can be handed over to the Oratrice to make the final decision. As such, Linny and Lynette are officially declared not guilty.
There we go. Not bad for a first-time
Great
lawyer,
work,
huh?
partners. Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Next, I think we deserve an explanation, Guard Vaughn. How did you find the water from the Primordial Sea in Linny's baggage?
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake, you know. Or was that not a discovery?
Yeah, that's the only
but
thing you have on your
evidence
mind.
that
That
you
he
dared to
humiliated
bring
you,
before
right?
this court.
Not that
I
you
suspect that
nearly
the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes
convicted
was not Linny,
someone who's
but
actually
you,
innocent. Yes? No. It's embarrassing for you. That's the problem here.
I'm sure you know what you must do to lessen your sentence.
Speak quickly! Unless you want to earn yourself a one-way ticket to Coupon Town.
I was just following orders. We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Linny, and thus cause suspicion to fall on the Fatui. The higher-ups said this was the best opportunity to do so.
And now that your plan has fallen through, and the secrets of the water have been revealed, you have become a liability to said higher-ups, yes? Therefore, you would be wise to tell everything you know, and seek the protection of the guards.
Yes, I'll tell you everything I know. Our boss discovered that the water can cause people to dissolve. It can also be made into a potion, which when extremely diluted, can cause people to experience unforgettable exhilaration. We've been in this business for a while now, and have made decent more off it. The disappearances were also the boss's idea. I mean, this is the boss we're talking about. The...
Oh well, someone didn't like him talking, huh?
And now he can no longer talk.
Indeed.
Such ruthlessness. I shouldn't have expected any less of them.
An outrageous act. All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
Huh. Well, now everyone definitely knows that people just can't dissolve
So,
into water.
We're just going back now? That's...
Hey, I'm not
Traveler,
dissolving.
time on.
Did you just
Please
try to
wait.
kill me, Gecko? I'm not from Fontaine, you know.
I know you may not want to speak to me right now. Maybe you don't even want to look at me. But still, let me thank you again for defending me to the end, even after you learned that I'm a member of the Fatui. I guess. But regardless, I'd like the
You
opportunity
think
to
I
set
didn't
things
have
straight.
enough water? I see.
I didn't approach you with any ulterior motives or ill intent. I've spoken to you as myself, just plain Linny this entire time. As for why I'm a Fatus, it's because the goals of the House of the Hearth align with those of an orphan like me. That's all. That was how Father, who you might know as the Knave, approached recruiting us back then too.
The knave? The one who controls the House of the Hearth? She's your father?
That's right. And since we're here, I was wondering, would you mind hearing a story? It's about my past. Back when our parents first died, Lynette and I were left wandering the streets. To survive, I took to surreptitiously observing an older street performer who did magic. It took me several days to figure out how he pulled off his amazing tricks. I took my sister through several streets until we found a crowded corner, and we began to perform magic tricks there. To my surprise, we proved to be pretty popular, and we could at least stop worrying about where our next meal would come from for a time. But I didn't want my sister to remain a street rat together with me forever. Before long, an aristocrat came to me and claimed that he wished to take us in after watching my performances.
So you went from orphans to nobility just like that?
That was how we felt at first, too. As if fate was on our side and we could say goodbye to those painful days. But I gradually discovered that while we were called foster children, he was really after my talent for magic tricks.
Good night.
He would constantly take
In
me
case
to all
you
sorts
fall
of banquets
asleep.
to garner attention, which he would then use to expand his social circles.
That doesn't seem too bad either. Better than roaming the streets at any rate.
It took a while for me to realize just how dark his heart really was. After one particular performance at a banquet, I discovered that Lynette was not on the same return vehicle as me. I waited a long time after we returned home, but she did not come back. I went to that noble's bedroom and asked him about her whereabouts. The answer he gave me was, she caught the eye of the most eminent person at the banquet, so I sent her over as a gift. I mean, you'll be able to perform your magic regardless of who your assistant is, yes?
Oh no. So he was gonna... But wouldn't Fontaine's laws deal with such people?
As far as outsiders are concerned, this is a relationship akin to adoption or foster care.
Yeah,
They have
right.
their ways
We
of
all
escaping
know
the eye of the
very well what that person would have done with Lynette, don't we?
I managed to ferret out the location of the mansion of that so-called eminent person and hurried through the night.
No.
But by the time I leaped over the walls, avoided the guards, and made my way in, all I saw was the moonlit ground covered in blood, and the knave standing there.
Yeah, it is. Villains!
She'd already taken care of that guy.
Should I
That's
just
right.
take that as
She
a
had rescued
reference,
my sister before she
actually?
could come to any harm, and had even discovered several girls hidden in a basement, all of them orphans. Father, I mean the knave, might have seen something in me, and so she made me an offer. The House of the Hearth welcomes you, for your interests
That
align with
actually.
ours.
Oh no.
Here, none will ever betray you. Indeed,
Like,
betrayal
considering
shall never
what
be permitted
happened
here.
to
I was
Lynette
hesitant to
and what
trust
that
her.
guy probably
I
did,
had just been betrayed
it
by
does
nobles,
make
but
sense
she was
that
also quick to
she's
destroy the
so
noble who had taken us in at first,
emotionally
giving us back our freedom.
distant.
Oh, so that's how the two of you joined the House of the Hearth.
Yikes. That's pretty dark. I never thought about
She
it that way.
has her own plans. She has gained permission from the Tsaritsa to first use the Gnosis' power when she obtains it.
So
She plans to use
she
it to
has
find a way to break the
basically been
prophecy and save
abused,
Fontaine.
yes?
So she believes in that prophecy too?
That's right.
Pretty
The
dark.
whole House of the Hearth is currently working to combat that crisis. Today's case has also proven that people from Fontaine can indeed dissolve into some sort of water, thus further supporting the prophecy. Everyone at Hotel Bouffe d'été, including the knave, has their roots in Fontaine, and we will always defend our homeland. To us orphans, the only connection we have left to this world, apart from our family, is our homeland.
So, from small deeds like distributing magic pockets to huge schemes like stealing a Gnosis, everything is aimed at dealing with that prophecy.
It's all right. I understand. The only thing I can do is relate all this to you. I just hope you can understand that even as a member of the House, I have never stopped making my own decisions, and that I believe what I'm doing is right. If you should need anything at all in the future, feel free to find me. I will do my best to help you, as plain Linny.
Bye, Linny!
do we have here? Oh, obviously. Okay. Let me go on another quick break before I continue, though. Be right back. And I'm back. Okay, let's see. What do you want? Ah. Okay. Okay, just leave and then we'll see what's up next, I guess. Ah. Oh, the next part is actually in here.
Hey there. What was with the disappearing act you pulled right as the trial ended?
Were you looking for us, Navia?
Well, obviously, or she
Well,
wouldn't be
this whole
here.
thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do feel that we're getting closer to solving the serial disappearances case, though. Don't you think so, too? Huh? What's wrong, my dear partner?
Besides, are you sure we're the ones who can crack a case that's been cold for decades now? And given that there's new evidence from the trial, there should be a trail of breadcrumbs for the Hydro Archon's people to follow now, right?
Ah.
Oh no.
I
No,
see.
you made Navia sad. That's a
I won't
crime.
lie. I'm a little shocked to hear that from you. But I suppose you are just travelers who have only arrived in Fontaine after all. Sorry. I might have been too presumptuous.
Don't say that, Navia.
Ah, and we were having so much fun investigating with you, too.
Fun. Right. Serious
It was
trials
like
are
having new waters
fun.
flowing into a stagnant mire, causing new hope to spring forth, and the reflection in the murk to become clearer.
Again with all the water
Sorry
references.
about that. I'm a bit prone to nostalgia. Don't mind me. Wait, shall we have a farewell meal? You know, to commemorate our time as partners?
Huh? Do we really need to get that formal? Well, guess you really did treat us as partners, huh?
Well, I'd just like to have a proper ending to every important memory. That way there are no regrets later. Anyway, it would just be a meal, so it shouldn't take up too much of your time.
You don't have to twist Paimon's arm if Boss Navia's treating
Yeah, no, you just need to say meal once and
Oh, wonderful.
Paimon's all
in
in.
that case, why don't we return to the Court of Fontaine and head to the Hotel de Boer? I believe we'll make it just in time for dinner.
All right then, let's have our farewell meal.
Okay, let's have dinner and make Paimon happy. Also, let's get this.
What's the hurry?
Can I just... Okay, let me first teleport here though. No. That's where I want to go first.
Thank you for
claim daily stuff.
Add
and let's do this too. Which means he can claim this as well. Okay. And then we can teleport to the other side. Perfect. Right in front of the hotel.
I came here several times with my father when I was little, but stopped eating here as often after growing up. I hope the food here will be to your taste.
Oh, don't worry. We haven't eaten at a hotel like this in a while. Paimon's getting excited already.
In that case, I'll go order for us first. Please wait here a moment.
Ooh, everything looks so good. People in Fontaine sure know how to enjoy life.
Why, of course. Go ahead, try whatever you like. If the food's good, I'll make a group reservation for the rest of Spina di Rosula next time.
And if it's not?
Well, then I'll still bring everyone. Albeit with only one dish per table.
You, sure have your own way of doing things. Oh, we called this a farewell meal, but we could also treat it like a victory feast, right? We did just win that case after all.
That's our second victory feast now.
Oh, true. Very true. In that case, boss, we'll have another 2 dishes.
Huh? Paimon didn't mean that you had to order even more food.
Oh, come on, Paimon. As if you would complain about more food.
Speaking of cases, do you think that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances will get caught soon now that this has all happened?
Well, we've certainly taken a big step forward, but I feel that's about it. We know that there's an organization that means to dissolve these young women, but we still don't know what they are really after.
If it hadn't happened right in front of us, Paimon wouldn't have ever believed that a person could be dissolved like that.
Right? Yet it was because this was such a preposterous notion that the investigation could never really move forward before.
Ugh. If only that guy could have finished speaking. We were so close to hearing who was behind it.
That's
In such
true.
investigations, even the smallest step can seem like a yawning chasm if the trail of clues is cut off. To be honest, I don't have high hopes for any follow-up that the authorities might conduct. It's not that I don't have faith in their ability. It's just that a different perspective is required in some matters. It's easy to guard against and deceive a single narrow perspective. A shift in thinking is required at such times in order to produce a breakthrough. Which is exactly why the Spina di Rosula exists.
You've been doing this
Those
for a while, huh?
highfalutin folk are not all-knowing. That's why we exist. To seep into the cracks where filth falls through. Where their watch fails them. That's the kind of problems we solve.
Seems Paimon thought things were simpler than they actually are.
It's all right. Well, this was supposed to be a farewell meal, so I doubt you have further interest in this business, right? Let's talk about something else. Like, what are your future plans?
Why did I never realize that she actually has nail polish on her nails? Huh.
That's true.
Interesting.
We didn't have a chance to speak to her after the trial ended. It didn't really seem like the right time or place to do it anyway.
I see. So, your primary objective, which has been foiled so far, was to have a chat with the Hydro Archon.
Yeah, like in
I've heard that
private
there's a
without
long line
her
of people waiting to
stupid
meet Lady
personas
Farina.
she's putting on.
I suspect you'll be waiting for quite a while, considering that you missed your chance today.
Yeah, we've heard that she's super popular here in Fontaine, and that it'll be tough getting any of her time.
Well, would you consider some more, unique ways? Perhaps even methods of, let's say, questionable legality?
Guess that's Spina di Rosula's boss for
Yeah,
you.
mafia.
Chock full of sketchy ideas. Well, what did you have in mind?
Well, one way would be to infiltrate a performance troupe at the Opera House, only to abandon your act at the play's climax and ask to speak to her after the performance. I'm sure Lady Farina would be eager to see the ending, and would agree in order to finish watching the play. Don't you think?
Could you suggest something a little more practical? This plan seems pretty hard to pull off. We'd have to go learn how to act, and acting's really hard.
Yeah, especially for you, right?
Here's another. Find a way to conceal yourselves under her bed. Then wake her up
No.
in the dead of night and demand answers.
No,
Don't
that's
let her go
creepy.
back
We
to
are
sleep
not
until
doing
she
that.
answers all your questions.
What the fuck?
I can personally
No.
testify that this one works. When I'm sleepy, I'll do
Excuse me?
anything as long as I can finally get
Oh.
some sleep.
For a second she hid under people's beds.
The problem is, we don't want to get ourselves arrested.
If we
Valid
did the
point.
thing with under the
I
bed, we
overlooked
would
that
just
part.
give
I was
Farina
just
a heart
thinking about
attack, I'm
leveraging
sure.
The person's desire for sleep.
And we don't want that. We want to talk to her,
All
not
right,
like
all right,
scare
no more
her to
joking
death.
around. Perhaps you could. Oh, I don't know. Cut the line when she's on a break. You did defeat her in court, clearing citizens of hers from false accusations. False accusations she had nearly upheld personally. I imagine that she feels quite ashamed about the whole thing.
Yeah, that's probably
You mean
true.
that if we catch her while she's on a break, she might be too embarrassed to refuse? Oh, that does make some sense. Why don't we give it a try after this meal? You know, strike while the iron is hot and all.
Huh? Paimon, did you drink my Fanta?
That's,
Was this your drink? Sorry about that. Paimon wasn't really paying attention, and the cup was right next to Paimon. Would you like to order another?
No, it's fine. We're just about done here.
well, last time we accused her of
Honestly,
eating
Paimon wouldn't
something
recommend
that
Fanta
wasn't
anyway.
hers.
It tastes kind of salty and
It wasn't actually her.
Is that so? Huh. Well, in that case, we'll have to blacklist the Fanta here then. If we're all finished eating, then I'll go pay.
Yeah, we're stuffed. Thanks for the treat, Navia. Oh, so full. Paimon can barely
Paimon,
float
that's your
anymore.
favorite sentence, isn't it? I'm so full.
Normal. You know, like you.
Honestly, I know how she feels.
As
I
for
did that
expenses
yesterday.
This month,
Ate too
we're
much.
Left with...
And then felt pretty stuffed.
Doing over there?
Oh, nothing. It was just a meal, you know? Nothing the Spina di Rosula can't cover.
Let's get ready to try to meet the Hydro Archon again. Bye, Navia!
So this is goodbye, huh? Well, if you do encounter any other trouble in Fontaine, you're always welcome to contact the Spina di Rosula. I'll give your requests the highest priority. In any case, I wish you smooth sailing. I'll see you again, partner.
See ya!
Huh. What's next then? Plaza. Okay. Here. Okay.
What's the hurry?
See if we can find Farina.
any people around anymore. Looks like that boat we took to Araneas might have been the last one.
Vache.
I'm hearing voices.
Huh? Traveler? Are you hearing voices again?
Yes, indeed, I'm hearing voices.
That's kind of spooky. Are you sure we don't want to come back in the morning?
No.
Vache.
Hey, why are you still walking towards
The
it?
fountain is speaking to me.
In the water. Huh? Hang on. Paimon can kind of hear a voice. It's calling for Vache, right? Hey, traveler, stop walking. Come on, wake up.
Ah, hello, Oceanite. Boss I hate.
Vache, are you my dear Vache?
No?
No, wait. You seem to be someone else. Do you know Vache? Do you know where my love is? Wait. Who am I? I'm very sorry. I fear I do not know. My memories feel like they have been washed away like a flood. So many fragments dissolved amidst the tide, never to be recovered. How much have I lost? How many things that I once held dear while on land have I since forgotten? Yes, that is what I was once.
That was a
But
really
now,
shocked expression
I am but
from
the
Lumine.
consciousness of one who is lost, therefore. I do not know how I came to be like this either. I only vaguely remember being covered in light blue water, and then all grew dim. I also remember going to many places. I loved adventure, loved exploring places of peril. No matter where I went, Vache would go with me. I knew how dearly he loved me, and I also loved him equally as much. But now, we can no longer go back. The pain of such parting. I never knew how heavy it could be. No, our reunion no longer has any meaning. There is no way for us to create any new memories. The thought of me gives him no succor. So let it lie forgotten beneath the waters. If you meet Vache, tell him not to look for me. Tell him to move on. That is the only thing I still remember. Perhaps that is so. As I was submerged in the waters, losing consciousness, I saw Vache above the surface. His eyes were filled with such sorrow, such longing. If only I could have comforted him, told him that I did not suffer. Indeed, I had felt a great warmth. Is that what you call it? Dissolving. If anything, I consider it a form of release. It was a state of neither fear nor frenzy, with only an endless peace, like the water's still surface. I could also liken it to being a thirsty person who drinks water for the first time, and only then sees how they have lived for so long in a world of endless want and anxiety. I think I hear your companion. It's time for you to go, I think. Farewell, then. I am glad that you were able to sense my presence. Remember, if you see Vache, tell him not to seek me out any longer.
Right. That was weird. What the hell happened here? How long was I unconscious?
Demoiselle, look out!
Ah, she doesn't even have her signature weapon though.
Dear God, it's a whole army of Gardamex. Chlorand?
Quick, now's our chance!
Do I know how expensive this cutscene was to make? Probably not.
I should thank you for lending us your sword there, Chlorand. But before I do so, could you explain how you managed to show up here?
I followed you. It seemed to me that danger has followed you more closely as of late.
I believe that following someone without their knowledge is actually called stalking, is it not?
I mean, she isn't wrong
Mr.
there.
Camus's last wish was for me to ensure your safety, and I will not betray his trust. He would do the same, were he alive today.
Do not speak of my father!
Sorry, demoiselle. I was not strong enough.
Thank you for your aid, Miss Clorand, but do keep an eye out for your manner of speech. I believe we all wish to avoid unnecessary emotional harm.
Sorry, I did not consider your feelings.
Whatever. What else do you know? How did you come to the conclusion that I'd be in grave danger?
I doubt I know much more than you, but I believe that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances is very powerful. Your performance tonight will almost certainly attract their attention.
Huh. I'm sure they've known about me. To be honest, I'm shocked it's taken them this long to act against me. And what about these Gardamex? I thought only those associated with the Maison Gardiennage could control them.
None of these mecha have serial numbers. I was sure to check a moment ago. They are not the ones used by the authorities to enforce the law. I can only conclude that some powerful or wealthy party must have obtained them via illegal means, deploying them as a private force of sorts.
What? Your point being that they're out of Spina di Rosula's league, then?
Yes. Be careful, and do not act rashly.
I will continue investigating no matter what. We will bring the truth to light. That's my father's true last wish. Regardless,
Well,
thank you for
actually,
your
I'm
help today,
pretty sure
Clement.
your father's true
But
wish
if you
was
get
for
any
you
ideas,
to be
tell me
safe and
first.
live a good
I do much
life and
appreciate being
nothing
followed.
else.
I do not think that will
Truth
strike
be
again
damned,
anytime
actually.
soon. So I shall stop following you. Good day, all.
Right. I suppose that's the best news we've gotten today.
Demoiselle, I believe that Miss Clorand was being sincere with you. If we tried, we could attempt to thaw relations a little.
I know, I just... She's...
Yeah, what just happened? Yeah, that's a really good question.
I thought we were done for. Those Gardamex came out of nowhere while you were unconscious, and Nadia and her gang saved us. Oh, and there was that champion duelist named Clorand who came out to
Yeah,
save us too.
that's what
We got lucky
I
there.
saw, yes?
Paimon probably couldn't have fought them off otherwise.
Oh, come now. Forget all that polite talk. That wasn't really a farewell meal we had back there. Not for me, anyway. In truth, I hope that every meal we have together shall be a victory feast. As such,
Oh, okay.
we're still partners. There's no need to thank me.
It will take
I
50
still
years
would
for me
like
to match
to thank you,
Demoiselle's
though.
magnanimity.
If it were me, I would have joined the Spina di Rosula on account of her goodwill long ago.
All right, you two. That's enough.
Actually, Navia, how did you know that we were in danger? You sure did show up in the nick of time.
Well, to be honest, you're the one who tipped us off, Paimon.
Huh? Really? Paimon contributed somehow?
Yeah, I know. Shocking, Paimon.
Yes, all thanks to you grabbing my drink by mistake.
How did that help?
It basically saved your life.
I was on the way back to one of our bases when I suddenly thought of what you said. That the Fanta tasted kind of salty and icky. Fanta only comes in sweet flavors, so how could it have tasted salty? The color of the drink, if I recall, had also been a bit off.
So the Fanta had been spiked with water from the primordial sea?
Yes. So if you hadn't drunk that cup for me...
Spina di Rosula is preparing the grandest of awards for you as we speak for saving the boss.
Huh. Really?
I sent people to Hotel de Boer to investigate, but whoever did this left no trace at all.
Don't
That's
think
when
we
I
really
figured out
need
that you might be in danger
a
and hurried
reward
here as quickly as I could.
because Paimon accidentally drank someone else's drink.
All we did was defend Linny in court and help clear his name. Ugh, now we're caught up in this mess too, aren't we?
Yes,
So,
indeed.
You did foil a plan
We
that they were
are.
probably pretty proud of, and almost got their name in the process. Speaking of which, did anything strange happen when you drank the primordial seawater?
Well, it can't be
I
coincidence
mean,
that the traveler fainted just now. She said that she
apart
heard that
from
voice
hearing
calling for
voices
Vache
again, no.
Oh, and this time Paimon heard it too, but it was real faint. Does this situation have to do with the primordial seawater then? Does that mean the primordial seawater raises someone's sensitivity to hydro when it's used on people who are not from Fontaine?
That doesn't sound like too much of a bad thing, to be honest.
Yeah, just as long as you are not from Fontaine. If you are, you'll just turn into water.
While you were out cold?
Well, let's hear it, shall we? Oh, that is important. Vache. That name doesn't ring a bell. I suppose he hasn't stepped forward as a witness in court lately. Since he saw that young woman dissolve, he was at least at the crime scene. But he never gave testimony or any information regarding people dissolving in the primordial seawater. Could he have been threatened? Yes, thank you. This is very important information indeed. We will continue to investigate. Oh, you mean you'll help us investigate?
Well, you
We
did say
don't
that our
really
farewell
have a
meal came
choice.
from
We are in this now, aren't we?
right? And besides, we're in this now whether we like it or not.
Yep.
You're not gonna let
Paimon's
those people
right.
who targeted us get off the hook so easily.
We
are you,
definitely are in this now. If we want it or
Demoiselle,
not,
do
it's
try
too
not
late.
to look quite so pleased. You are the face of Spina di Rosula,
Oh
after
shit,
all.
that smile.
You talk too much.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, let's
She's
head back to one of our bases,
definitely
shall we?
pleased
I'll
with
arrange
herself.
accommodations for you. We also have some plans to go over, and hopefully we can deepen our bonds as partners. But we'll take that one step at a time, I guess.
Don't worry, you two. With us around, our base is definitely secure.
No, that's not what I wanted. What's this? Ah, okay. Just survey stuff. Okay. Now, back to the city again, I guess.
What's the hurry?
And follow the sparkly little line.
It's right up ahead, but let's make sure we weren't followed first.
I've been keeping watch, Demoiselle. I haven't spotted anyone suspicious thus far.
Huh, very good. But let's not let our guard down for now.
I shall find rooms for our respected guests.
Thank you, Malus. Now, let's continue, traveler.
Right. Interesting. The sewer system, I see. That's, not that glamorous. But okay. Is there not a teleport point down here? No, there's one. Oh, please let me get that one first. No, let me get it. Thanks. Now we can continue with the quest.
So, this is your base? It's not quite what Paimon imagined.
Your accommodations have been arranged. Under the present circumstances, I can confidently say it's the best we have.
Well, our funds have been a little tight lately. After all, we
and
don't
then
allow
you took
illegal
us
or
out to
unethical
eat?
profiteering.
If
In
your
fact,
funds
our
are
funds
tight?
often come from citizenry who support us.
Seems like it's tough times for everyone. But if you have the support of the people, that does sound like it's worth it.
To be honest, our financial situation was a lot better back when my father was in charge a few years ago.
Maybe you don't even want to know how
I'm
he made
afraid
that
I'm not
money
quite
though.
his equal.
Your father, he was the previous boss of Spina di Rosula, right? How did he...
Demoiselle, if you'll allow me to explain.
No. I'll explain it myself. I suppose I couldn't run from this topic forever. And as partners, this is something I hope they can understand. My father's name is Callus. Yes, the same one they call Callus the Unfaithful.
Yeah,
in the
well, we
streets.
wouldn't know.
3 years ago, he was accused of murdering his own friend.
Since we aren't from
but
here.
he chose a duel to defend his honor instead of standing trial. He died in the duelist's ring.
Oh no.
But I do not believe my father was a murderer. I'm sure he was set up. At the time, I believed that if he only stood trial and was duly investigated, something amiss would crop up and prove his innocence. But strangely, he not only requested the duel himself, but rumor has it that even after being seriously injured, to the point where he could be deemed as having lost the duel, he refused to surrender, determined to die in the arena. 3 years later, I still don't understand why he did that. How could he protect his honor if he's dead? If anything, he gave up his chance to defend himself. The closest piece of info I have is that my father had been investigating the serial disappearances case at the time of his death.
Ah, so that's why you're so determined to get to the bottom of that case.
That's right. I've also tried to investigate the murder my father was implicated in, but I haven't found a single new clue in my countless reviews of the investigation records. However, I believe that if the murder case is related to those behind the disappearances, they must know something. I must know what really happened. Was my father coerced? Framed? Even if he really did kill his friend, I must get to the truth. If only he'd been more open with me when he was still alive. He even hid the fact that my mother died due to complications when giving birth to me. And now, here I am investigating his death.
That's something a child wants
You
to
really
know.
are a handful, aren't you, Papa?
Demoiselle, please. If there is anything I can do, anything at all.
I also will never believe that Master Callus murdered anyone. There are none whom I respect more than the two of you, demoiselle. Master Callus did so much good in life, yet all it took was one murder case for him to be dubbed Callus the Unfaithful. Even our supporters decreased greatly due to that incident, hence our strained finances at present.
Wait, if Callus was such a good man, wouldn't people at least be a little suspicious when he was accused?
No. Perhaps people just revel in that kind of drama. It's not something exclusive to people from Fontaine, really. Everyone's like that.
Yeah.
People love watching the evil turn over a new leaf, but they also enjoy watching good people fall into an abyss from one slip-up just as much.
But how could... never mind. If Callus was really falsely accused, we have to find the truth. He didn't deserve to have that happen to him.
There is one other thing. Master Callus's opponent in the
People
duel
love
Miss
drama,
Cloran.
right?
Oh.
We noticed that, yeah.
Well, then, isn't that as good as saying that she was the one who killed him?
Yeah, kinda.
It's not the sort of thing that you can just let go and move on from.
Miss Cloran has always placed great emphasis on the honorable nature of the duel. If her opponent doesn't yield, she will not stop either. She knew Master Callus beforehand and greatly respected him, but seeing how he was resolute in the arena, there was only ever one choice she could have made.
It's not that I don't understand her at all, but I just can't deal with this yet.
Don't worry, Navia. Paimon knows how you feel. You don't have to force yourself to do that.
Afterward, Miss Cloran told us that at the start of the duel, Master Callus requested that she ensure Demoiselle Navia's safety.
Huh.
Yes, that is our understanding as well.
Bless
Oh,
you.
Papa. What madness drove you to ask the person who killed you to take care of me? All right, anyway, that's the information I wanted to share with you. Even if it did sound like I was just complaining towards the end. Thanks. You two should go and rest. This was quite a day after all.
Yeah. Paimon's beat.
Please, relax and get some sleep. We will ensure you rest soundly.
Does that mean we have bodyguards for the night now?
Paimon slept so well. This place feels almost too safe. Huh?
Almost too safe?
Where did the other two go?
I sent them back to Poisson. It's Spina de Rosula's place of
Pretty
origin,
sure our
and where we have our
teapot is
headquarters.
super safe though,
There's
so how
not
could
much for them
this
to do
feel
here at the
almost too safe?
Paimon gets the feeling that you're just trying to get them off your back.
What?
But never mind that. When did you get back? Were you waiting here the whole time?
No, I just returned after going out for a while. I did some investigating yesterday regarding the name Vache.
Wait, so you didn't sleep at all?
How could I after
That
having
does
such critical
kinda
new
sound like her,
evidence
yes.
Guess Paimon wasn't speaking for everyone just now, huh?
Unfortunately, this name seems to have been wiped from existence. It doesn't seem to have a match anywhere. I suspect that those behind this have already taken steps to hinder an investigation from this angle. But
Probably.
that does prove that this Vache person is a key witness in the incident.
Does that mean we're too late, though?
No. There is one ray of hope. One place in Fontaine that they would find almost impossible to threaten, no matter how much they wanted to. And that is the archives kept by Chief Justice Neuvillette. A place where detailed files on all the cases in recent years are kept. If the Oceanette you met is one of the young women who went missing recently, we should be able to find some related information there.
So Neuvillette maintains an archive of case files? Whew.
Well,
Guess that's the hard-working Chief Justice
it's probably part of the job, yes.
Let's talk to him. on, shall we? Aren't you coming along, Navia? Did you get tired?
No, it's nothing. Let's go see the Honorable Chief Justice.
Right. Let's visit him.
The palais is right up ahead. Come on.
Hello, Mr. Water Dragon.
Halt! Please state your business here. The Chief Justice is presently occupied with official matters.
Huh. This place does look pretty heavily guarded. Guess that proves that Nervalet's files are really secure.
Hey, don't you recognize us?
Huh?
That sounded kinda like a Karen.
Just to be clear,
Don't you know who I am?
who you are or who you might be related to, our rules make no exceptions.
See? They've got great discipline, too.
Yep. Paimon can tell.
If you're here just to crack jokes, I can point you towards the exit. Unlike some, we're busy, so please leave if you don't have a reason to be here.
No. What I meant to say is, shouldn't you remember us from a few days ago? We were at the trial of the great magician Linny.
Oh, yes, I remember. I read about it in the Steambird. You must be Linny's attorneys. It's all coming back to me now.
We're here today to report and archive some information on a follow-up case.
Huh. Is that even a thing?
Is that even a thing?
Don't worry. We're here on official business. You can trust us.
All right then, I'll let you through. The Chief Justice is just inside.
Thanks so much.
Right.
Please come in.
Hello, Dragon. Mr. Water Dragon.
Sorry to barge in, Monsieur Nervalet. We only lied to get in because we didn't know any other way.
It's all right. Please let me know how I may be of assistance to you.
So you're not
Was it
mad at us?
completely a lie,
We're
though?
looking for a man called Vache. He may have been an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. If we can find him, we may be able to unearth some key information on the case.
Ah, I see. In that case, please wait here a moment while I browse through the files.
Who knew that Nervalet would be so easy to talk to?
Unfortunately, I'm quite certain that no one by the name of Vache has been involved in any case, criminal or civil, in the past several years. There are no records of him either in the files or in my memory.
Traveler, what if it was really just a dream?
Is that so? All right then. Thank you so much, Monsieur Neuvillette. We'll take our leave now.
Ahem.
Oh, that's
Miss Navia,
tense.
I can understand how you feel. Your father, Callus, was a truly exceptional man. We deeply regret his passing.
And what are you trying to say, Monsieur Neuvillette? Are you trying to console me? Extend your sympathy? Or just express some tendril of regret? No. You are not trying to do any of that. I can hear it in your voice. There's no emotion behind your words. You only said those things because you felt like you should. It's just like last time. After my father took his place in the duelist ring, I pushed through the guards to talk to you as a last resort. You even told me then that you thought there was something fishy with the case, yet you still allowed the duel to go ahead. In your eyes, the value of a human life is nothing compared to those cold laws you hold so dear. If you truly regret my father's death, then why didn't you call a stop to the duel? Why didn't you give me the power to stop him from throwing his life away? Why did you just let him die, despised and hated by all? Everything was hanging on a thread at that moment. Just the tiniest effort could have changed everything. There are still so many things I never got to tell him. So many questions he still owes me answers to. If you really have no heart, then just look me in the eyes. I, Navia, will show you the true meaning of regret.
I'm sorry, Miss Navia.
You and my father are truly alike. You keep all kinds of things in your heart and never say a word to anyone. It's not so much that you can't feel, but that you would never express anything. Oh well. In any case, everyone already knows full well the apathy of the Chief Justice. My apologies for taking my emotions out on you, Monsieur Chief Justice. Let's go, Traveler and Paimon.
Yikes. That was tense.
Navia, are you okay?
I'm fine. Rain.
Yeah, because you
It's
made the
raining.
dragon sad.
Right. Wasn't it still sunny when we went into the building? And there shouldn't be any active trials today. How strange.
Now that I think of it, on the day my father was convicted of murder, it was also raining.
What is it? Did you think of something?
Yeah, he was outside. It was uncovered and the rain could fall there. Why? Do you think the rain could have affected the crime scene? That thought has occurred
Obviously.
to us before. We've even expanded the search area to try to account for that, but didn't find anything of value. Oh? Wait. You don't mean...
So you're saying that the true murderer could have been turned into water? And then got washed away with the rain? Yeah. And if that's what had happened, then no one would have believed your dad, even if he explained what he saw to the authorities.
I really think I found a true genius for a partner. You're completely right. How did I not connect the dots earlier? All right, let's go to Poisson. With this new lead in mind, we'll get to the bottom of my father's case for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna make progress for sure this time.
Do you want to go with me now? Or do you want to head over by yourself later? All right, then I'll wait for you at Poisson.
I'm really sorry to disappoint you, Navia, but it's late and I think we are done here for today. So, you might have to wait for me. Right. Yep, since one of my mods is already asleep and the other one has some work tomorrow, we will be ending this for today. So, like always, let me give you the raid messages. And then I need someone to raid. Actually found someone, cause I think her model looks super cool. But I don't know if I can raid her, so I will try. If not, I'll need to find someone else. Yeah, okay. Well, that means thank you everyone for watching, and see you next time. Bye!